Welcome to the CrashOut. You live. Welcome everybody to episode 62. Yeah, we are live. We are live.
I could double check. Yeah, we live. We live. Look alive, fellas. We alive.
Well, welcome back to another episode of the CrashOut podcast. This is Taylor Black Flash, and we here, and we got a lot of interesting things to talk about. A little bit of Speedstorm. I guess on the Speedstorm side, we did finish the Grand Prix, so we should be getting our Lightning McQueen shard soon. But yeah, glad to be back. Glad to be back. Nano will be here. He'll be here a little bit late. He's on CP time, but he gonna make it. He gonna make it.
I heard he's on the toilet.
Not this time, hopefully.
He's on the toilet.
Yeah, Sammy, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, Sammy Namikaze, the Afro Samurai. We back with another week. Lots to talk about. Jeez. And I'm excited. There's been lots of news, lots of updates in terms of games releasing soon or already released. And the gaming year didn't have a hot start, but it's starting to level off, and we get into the real nitty gritty. So I'm excited to hang out with you guys once again this week and go through these topics. Angel, top us off.
The Poppy of Speedstorm. Another podcast for you guys today. Like they says, Nano will be here a little bit later. That man taking a shit or something, I don't know. You know how it goes. The after work routines. But we got a lot to talk about. So without further ado, let's get to it. Let's get the intro started.
Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on me cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on me cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. We covering the drama, we talking about your mama. We smoking on the ganja, we drifting in the Honda. We turning up with Sammy, one wingers with the family. Black Flash jamming like a lammy, Nano always understanding. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out.
All right.
Right. Well, I guess we can start off on a different pace. We did get some interesting new information so for all my gamers out there. We all grew up on Pokemon, and I'm pretty sure we either watching Pokemon when you were younger or you played the game. And every so often they come out with a new Pokemon game with a new generation and new Pokemon. So Nintendo kind of hit us with a what's it called? What's it called? It just like randomly just dropped it, and we actually got some uh, interesting information on the new gen. So let's check it out. Let's check out the trailer, the video, and we can see which Pokemon are coming to the game and how this new game was looking. Because Game Freak has kind of had a reputation for coming out with like bad Pokemon games that look outdated, but this game looking a little bit different. I can't even lie. So let's check out that trailer before we get into it. The video started.
What amazing.
We're about to ruin their bed. You know who them find stuff to do.
Yo, the water actually looks good in the game. A lot of Pokemon games, the water looks so. Man, they got that Mario Sunshine water.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. This is probably why they were suing Power.
Oh, like they were getting ready for it. They were cooking this game. They probably, because like, the game's coming out in 2027. They probably been working on this for, I don't know.
They kind of sued the competition out the market, but you know, it's better to compete than just be there by yourself. Well, you think people aren't gonna critique your game regardless? They've been critiquing all the other ones.
2027. This was the worst kept secret of all Nintendo. Worst kept secret. And the reason why I tell you is because I knew this game was called Winds and Waves since last year. There's been talked about a lot of the information about this game has been leaked already, of what it's supposed to be, what their vision is on this game. Oh yeah, I've been following this shit since last year, which I'm surprised I didn't like just tell you guys to talk about it, because I've been known about all this shit since like probably like September of last year. That's when it started, somewhere like it was September, October.
Yeah, how you doing, Maisie? Appreciate
You was looking out for it. Yeah, let me not spoil it for all of y'all. Okay,
Mm.
yo, the game.
Yeah, for once he didn't spoil Caleb.
So I guess out of like the 3 Pokemon starters, which one are you guys feeling the most?
I'm usually a fire type starter, but I don't know, man. That fucking water type looking kind of nice.
Yeah, I feel like that water type ended up being like some kind of like dragon or something. I was looking.
I haven't played Pokemon since Game Boy, so.
Oh, Sam, you're not cultured.
Hey man, Pokemon Fire Red was awesome. Feel me? That was the game I played. I borrowed my cousin's Game Boy and I was running that for like a month.
I mean, honestly, the game was surprised. There's going to be 2 different versions, Winds and Waves. I'm probably going to get the Wave version, 360. but I'm curious what the legendaries are gonna be like. If it's winds or waves, it's gonna be like a flying legendary, maybe like a water dragon. So I'm excited. See what the legendaries look like. The starters look cool. Pomeranian fire type. They got a bird that's like what something bird brow. I can see that kind of like Rock Lee or something. And then they got the little the Gekui. So the Pokemon look good. Obviously, I'm curious to see what other Pokemon come out with the generation, but um yeah, honestly, I think this is a step up for Pokemon. It only took until 2027, which is crazy. That somebody in the comments said Pokemon finally looks like a PS4 game or something like that. Nintendo's finally getting PS4 graphics, so hey, shout out to them. But I'll probably be getting the game. But
I'm getting it
yeah, I'm looking
100%
forward to it.
for a Switch 2 version. So, all right. So I found the web page that has all the leaks. So we're gonna go ahead and go through all the leaks that has been leaked since early last year to present time. So Pokemon Gen 10 is the region leak was confirmed. It is in Southeast Asia. The archipelago setting. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The map is archipelago of islands surrounded by water. Gen 10 region inspired by Indonesia and Southeast Asia. Diverse biomes, snow, tropical lava confirmed. Feature an underwater map confirmed. 17 islands to explore, including one uninhabited island and an underwater ocean map. Structures closer to open world plus MMO than traditional linear routes. So this is looking like it's gonna be an open world Pokemon game with some MMO elements to it, which is a leak that I actually kind of got interested in because we've been asking for an MMO style Pokemon game for a while. So this might be a really big game, which is why I understand why they pushed it back to 2017. This might be a huge ass Pokemon game.
Underwater, they got underwater mechanics, so we'll be able to battle Pokemon underwater or like travel. I think that's another dope element for the new game coming out.
There's gym type leaks. The gym leaks are the first gym Crash type, second gym Poison, third gym Flying, fourth gym is fighting type, fifth gym is a dark type, sixth gym is normal type, seventh gym is steel type, and fairy type gym is the eighth one. This is still like a rumor leak. This one's not confirmed yet, so take that part with a grain of salt. But that is the reported gym for each island. There's like 17 islands, and each gym are separated in the islands. Like you see there, island 1 and 2 and 6, 7, 8. So 17 islands is crazy for me, to be honest. Now the story says players will stay at a hotel island hub, which gives it like an MMO style hub. So I don't know if you're gonna see a whole bunch of trainers in this hub, which would be fucking cool as fuck if that's the case.
To me.
We'll have a theme about nature as a living system built around Pokemon and humans living together. Strong emphasis on weather systems, wind, sea, and natural phenomena. Confirmed. The main character is a 13-year-old child from a major city. The protagonist travels with their mother to the game's island map on vacation. Pokemon Winds and Waves rival is a friend who we meet who lives on the resort island. The big villain of the game is the hotel chairman. Damn, imagine a hotel motherfucker being the villain. That's crazy. He's a complex character with he has a tragic backstory. Yeah.
This is some child negligence shit. Went out there with your mom and she just popping up at the island. You got 17 islands.
Yeah, all over it.
I mean, that's part of Pokemon in general, let's be honest. Even in the anime. Pokemon Winds and Waves antagonists are reportedly a construction group who are tearing down the island for profit. The company is run by the hotel chairman. Oh, now I understand why he's the bad guy. Pokemon Gen 10 Professor is a young researcher who works as a nature guide at the resort hotel. He studies the relationship between weather patterns and Pokemon. The main Pokemon Winds and Waves battle gimmick is reportedly called Majin. It's rumored to be linked to weather-based moves, effects, reported Majin types, Fire Majin, Ice Majin, Ground Majin, Rock, and Psychic Majins. Okay. Additional gameplay. Oh, shit. Exploration-driven gameplay across islands and open environments. Players will use hoverboard scooter to travel around the island. The scooter can be linked to any Pokemon and transform to their abilities. So the hoverboard will probably allow you to swim underwater or eventually fly. Traditional gyms are replaced with a broad system of adventures. These include battles, environmental challenges, and rescue missions, survival activities, traversal unlocks, raids, and more. There are 18 adventures in the main story. Pokemon wins legendary Storm, an elder guardian figure residing on an island, storm-covered island. It guides humans and Pokemon through the power of wind and accepts only those who have properly raised the seed Pokemon. And then the Waves legendary Pokemon is water. So wait, so wind's legendary says storm. Is this like a storm, like the new type, or what? Because the other one says water, so I don't know what that storm mean. A counterpart elder figure living on a remote island surrounded by powerful seas that embodies balance and guidance through the force of waves and similarly judges the worthiness of the player. How we doing, Wolf, by the way? Pokemon Winter Waves looks legit. Pretty much everything. Some of these did not get confirmed yet, but pretty much a lot of it did get confirmed. And then the one that kind of it gets me interested is, like Sammy said, you know, they sued Paul and shit, and you know this is gonna be an MMO style. Looks like from what the rumor says, MMO style survival based traditional Pokemon game. So they're moving away from the traditional mainline games that, you know, we are accustomed to. They're adding a little bit of the survival aspect and as well as some MMO aspect to it. So they're actually changing with this generation. They're including some things that normally wouldn't be in the game. So what you guys think about that with all those news?
Need to switch up the formula, you know, like you guys are saying, like Power World came out and showed what's possible, and so Pokemon, maybe instead of suing, maybe you know, be more innovative and, you know, try out some different things. You know, I think the first time they tried out some stuff recently was like the Pokemon Legend Z, or not Legend Z, but Arceus.
Well, the Legends Arceus game. I enjoyed that one. I like the fact that you can just throw your Pokeball without having to battle the Pokemon to see if you can catch them in real time. Like,
yeah.
You know, they didn't add that mechanic in any other game afterward. I'm like, yo, like if you were testing this, like why didn't you add that to the other games? I love just been throwing around, just catching Pokemon just for the hell of it, just throwing it and catching. Like,
hold on, what year was that game dropped?
Which one, Arceus?
The same one you're talking about right now.
Yeah, about 2020. Yeah, around there, because it came. That one's the one that came out before either Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet. I want to say it's Sword and Shield. It could be wrong though. Then that one could have been. Yeah, because you can see some implementations of Arceus in Scarlet and Violet, but not. It wasn't everything.
Yeah, so I'm actually excited. It's going to be an MMO too. I think what I would say, I'm curious to see what the starter Pokemon's evolutions are going to look like. Do you think? I wonder if like the fire type is going to turn into like some kind of like fire lion.
I hope it's something like that, and not some bullshit. He turns into a fucking something that stands up, like
a fire cat.
Okay, that's been
we don't want another Incineroar fucking scenario. You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't want. I don't want another one of those.
Some people like characters when they stand up on 2 feet, like bipedal, but some people hate that and they like Pokemon that stand on 4, like quadruped.
I mean, the only Pokemon I rated that was on 2 feet was a Mewtwo.
Yeah, I guess, you know, what was that one cat one? The cat one got off of the 4 feet and went on.
Hold on. My favorite Pokemon is Trico. Yeah, yo.
Yeah, so
he's on 2 legs.
So with this Pokemon hype happening, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really been streaming a lot because Speedstorm really has been, you know, going down in the dumpsters and whatnot. But there is a Pokemon game coming out on the Switch next month called Pokemon Champions, which is going to be officially, this is something that's going to correlate with the Winds and Waves. Pokemon Champions will officially be the competitive mode of Pokemon. It will be used in the VGCs and all the Pokemon Championship tournaments. That will be the official app. PvP will no longer be in the mainline games anymore because Champions is going to replace that. Which is why I'm thinking this game is a lot bigger in the PvE sense, since they are taking that PvP aspect out. now they got room to add more on the PvE side. So pretty much, I think they're treating the mainline games as pick, collect the Pokemon, train them up, whatever, put them into home, and then from home to the Pokemon champions to battle them out.
Yo, that's dope. Yeah, because I do have Pokemon Home and I have some Pokemon Store, so if they just have a game that's just competitive, that's gonna be lit. I'm definitely gonna get into it.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing some Pokemon champion streams, y'all. I think I'm gonna incorporate a little bit of everything that I like to play into my streams and just not primarily focus on Speedstorm. And I love y'all Speedstorm peoples, but with the state of the game right now, the game is dead. Ranked is dead. There's not that many people interested in the game. Like it's horrible, bro. Bro, I haven't played Speedstorm in over a week, and I'm still in the top 10.
We can't get matches.
Yeah, exactly. There's no matches, so nobody can find matches, so nobody can really rank up. So that's why I'm still in the top 10 because the lobbies are dead.
Would you say Pokemon Champions comes out?
Sometime in April, I heard. Because they announced champion, they announced champion the same direct that they announced winning waves. Here, let me look it up. Pokemon champion.
Angel's about to be the tribal chief.
I love Pokemon, bro. I got a lot of shinies. I'm about to flex on. Who said that? Yeah, this right here, Pokemon Champions. If you guys want to know what Pokemon Champions is, this is the trailer that they showed in the same event that they showed Winds and Waves. It will be coming on mobile phone as well, but mobile will not be coming out at the same time as the Switch version. It's later out. It'll come out later this year. Cool thing about this is this Pokemon Champions will have every battle gimmick known to Pokemon, from Mega Evolutions to Terraforms to every other fucking evolution that they had for battles.
That's awesome. I'll be able to use my V-Drill. The Mega V-Drill, one of my favorites.
This is the best opportunity to put it on all platforms. We already gonna put on mobile.
You know Nintendo is not gonna do some dumb shit like that. Come on.
They'll never give it out to the Xbox and PlayStation.
But you already put it on mobile. We can put it on mobile.
They're in the mobile market. Nintendo as a company has invested in the mobile market. That's it. But as far as consoles goes, yeah, they're not gonna do any.
There it is. So Nintendo Switch is scheduled for release in April of 2026, and then the mobile one is scheduled to release later this year.
Well, I guess that is the Pokemon news. So yeah, new starter, new generation, new game. It's gonna be innovative. They got a competitive game coming out, so a lot of good Pokemon stuff. So wanted to cover that. But I guess when it comes to Speedstorm, we did get some further confirmation of the Universal boxes. I believe who posted the screenshot? Somebody posted a screenshot, but basically showed that what's it called? There won't be any more Universal boxes. Not just Moana, Maui, and Cars, but like going forward, they're not going to be adding anything to the Universal box. So that's a little bit sad. What do y'all thoughts on that? Now that it's been confirmed officially, they said that there's what excuse did they try to say? They said something about like we're trying to focus on currency or something like that.
They didn't say they were focusing on currency. They said they were trying to put their focus somewhere else, and they said they're also going to look at currency and how they could like tweak that as well. My thoughts about it: one, I haven't played the game since after the Tron season, and two, this ultimately sounds like this is like the nail in the coffin, because the multiplayer is already dead, and now you're telling people, well, there's no incentive to even try to open Universal boxes anymore because you can no longer claim characters for the future seasons. If I can't even unlock them through the trials, or I gotta pay a $50 Cars pack or whatever, a Peter Pan pack next season, those are my only options of getting these characters. because now they don't pop up in the universal box. What is my incentive playing this game if I'm just going to be using characters that I've been using for Jump, and now I can't even use my favorite characters? For example, Peter Pan.
You'll just have to spend that money, I guess.
I'm not spending that money. I ain't doing that.
But yeah, rest in peace to the Universal box. You know, it was a good value. But now they're getting rid of it. So
You know, anything with good value's been disappearing. You know, Golden Pass credits gone. Universal boxes gone. What's next?
I don't know.
Regulated mode where you can play characters you don't have. That might be next.
Maybe you know they want you to get no freebies, so they could get rid of it. But yeah, that's an update for the Universal box. I don't know if we have the picture anywhere.
No, I couldn't find it.
See if Nano posted it somewhere.
No, it was in the chat. I can look. I mean, we did talk about a lot of it.
Yeah,
I found it. Yeah.
Yeah, Angel, can you let me see?
I'll pin it. But I'll also tag Angel. There you go, Angel. You should be able to see it now.
Yeah, can you bring that up?
All right, this is an email from Game Law customer care.
So someone sent an email about it.
Yeah, with their feedback, they were like, Thanks so much for your detailed feedback and questions about the shop, Vanity Coins, and the Universal Box. We really appreciate you taking the time to share your concerns. It helps us improve the game. Let us address everything you've brought up. You're right to notice the changes. We've been evaluating how players are interacting with the different currencies and cosmetic systems, and we're working on some adjustments. Vanity Coins, we understand the frustration with limited ways to earn Vanity Coins recently and the unavailability of some newer cosmetics. We are currently assessing the long-term viability of Vanity Coins. We haven't made a final decision about completely discontinuing Vanity Coins, but we recognize the current situation isn't ideal. We're actively discussing the best path forward. We'll keep you updated on any changes. Universal Box and future content. The information you've seen regarding the Universal Box is accurate. We are planning to shift focus away from adding new content to the Universal Box after the current season. This allows us to concentrate our development efforts on the season pass and creating more directed cosmetic rewards through that system. Universal Box events and alternatives. We completely understand the concern about events requiring box openings, right? To point out the issue for veteran players who have emptied their Universal Boxes. We are actively working on a solution to ensure these players aren't left out of future events. Universal Box credits. We absolutely don't want you to lose your hard-earned credits. Any remaining Universal Box credits you have should be converted to an alternative currency. We'll announce the exact conversion rate closer to the implementation date, but rest assured you won't lose your investment. We know these changes can be disrupted, and we apologize for any inconveniences this may cause. Our goal is to create a sustainable and engaging system for earning and enjoying cosmetics and Disney Speedstorm. We value your patience and understanding. We work to refine the experience. We'll be sharing more details about these changes and the alternative box option in the coming weeks, though, our usual channels. Thanks again for being passionate member of the Disney Speedstorm community. Best regards. No more Universal Boxes.
There it is. You know, no more speculation, no more maybe whatever. We got, you know, confirmation right there. That is the end of Universal Boxes, then potentially Vanity Coins, because they don't want to give us no more rewards with Vanity Coins, so they just about to get rid of that. And totally. But isn't that what most of like the events are? Just you just get some Vanity Coins.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're talking about. It's hard to earn Vanity Coins. I got over 200,000 Vanity Coins not being used because I don't have anything to use them on. So, what the fuck are we talking about, Game Law?
I mean, the Vanity Coins is just more freebies, so they don't want trying to get rid of the freebies.
Man, Game Law, y'all is just essentially trying to kill your game at this point, because I don't understand any way that this is not like a sabotage on purpose. Because what removing Universal Boxes, so nobody could get the Cars Racers now in a Universal Box. You can't get the cards characters in a season pass. So what? Are you trying to force us to buy every fucking character that comes out now going forward?
Quick question, wasn't there something in the past where, like, if you haven't played the game in a minute, when you logged in, they gave you some shit for free?
That's new players only.
Oh, okay. Shit. I was thinking maybe if I hop in, they might give me the card charge, but I don't know. But who's really gonna wait out like 5 seasons for that shit though?
No. What this does mean though is when Princess and the Frog, if or when it comes out, Peter Pan, when it comes out, not only will they not be in the Golden Pass, but they won't be in the Universal Box. So
nope. That's why I said I ain't coming back for the next season, because that's the season I really wanted to look and see.
Yeah,
that anticipated season for me since free to play dropped. So they're gonna do this, and now I can't play these characters.
They watch my streams, man.
You might be able to nickel and dime some shards and unlock it, but I guess the thing is now it's just upgrading is going to be hard because if you're limited on shards, like yeah, you might unlock the character, but upgrading.
At this point, I'd rather go back to us collecting like freaking what is it? The racing helmets and shit, the nitro boosts. Like I'd rather go back to that system, the old system, because this is ass.
Yeah, that is. We kind of covered a little bit of the Universal Box last week, but yeah, that is just confirmation. So just in case you guys were wondering, that is what's it called, the Universal Box news. So it is officially over. So.
Yeah, I feel like Game Loft watch my streams and watch me max out the rest of the season characters in the uni box on the new season, and they're like, you know what, you gotta stop doing that. I'm like, oh man, this was a good system. I was content. I mean, a lot of people were doing that. They emptied out the Universal Box because that's just how easy it was.
Also, why I think they have your player ID, so they check your profile, and there's a player that's getting a lot of freebies. They might look at their account like, how are they getting these freebies? Oh, the Universal Box? Yeah, we got to get rid of that. I literally think that's what they do. Like, they see free-to-play players, and they see how they're able to unlock everything, and then they try to limit that. So, because I think when I first joined Speedstorm, I was one of those players who was a free-to-play, and I think a lot of players were like, okay, I'm going to try to see how much I can get without spending any money. What did they do to grind rank, or they did events or whatever, time trial.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Unlock stuff. So, and I think, once they looked at those accounts and saw they were doing, they're like, we got to get rid of that. So.
Yeah, they're getting too much free shit off of us. We need them to pay. It's a gotcha game.
And I got you, bitch. And I think the Universal Box went under the radar for a while, but I think it got to a point where, it was no longer low key anymore.
Nah.
No.
It's why I telling Game off the secrets at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what the hell they were thinking, to be honest.
So my question to y'all then is like, are we all moving to asphalt then?
I don't know. That's even more expensive.
Yeah, no. The thing about asphalt is unless you got a personal, connection to Lamborghinis and Ferraris, the thing about Disney speaks on why people tolerate it is because at least you'll get to play as a character. I don't think most people really care that much about a car.
Yeah, I'm no longer welling out on this game. There's no point to well out on this game because they like to get money hungry. If anything, I would literally be just a Divisions player until they get rid of that, and then I will officially stop playing this game. No bullshit either. I know a lot of people say, I'm done playing this game, they come back. No, if they take private lobbies away, there's no point of coming back. There's no point of coming back. And I feel like they're gonna take that route because a lot of people are doing that. They're gonna shift because I'm gonna be the same way. I'm not paying. I'm just gonna pay to unlock the characters. With the mid seasons, obviously, because I got boot tokens from last season, I can just get the unlock and that's it. That's all I'm doing. It's just getting the unlocks just for to use them in divisions, and that's it. And that's it. You're not getting no more money out of me other than me just unlocking them, and that's it. But I used to spend hundreds of dollars in this game on a monthly basis.
They be losing that. You know, the only reason I see them get the private lobbies is because, like, let's say, like, I don't know, you unlock them clean, right? If you just do ranked or something like that, you can have him level 10. But if you do private lobbies, you can play him level 50, and then you might not have an incentive to level him up. But it's like, oh, we need to level him up.
Yeah, but ranked is like divisions is niche. So like, why would they take out private lobbies unless they're actively trying to
even
get rid of that?
Division, still use the private lobbies, I feel like.
Or what they'll do is they'll keep private lobbies, but you have to have the racer at that level to use them at that level. You know, they're gonna do some bullshit like that, and that's gonna be the nail in the coffin for this game.
Yeah, because I remember when I first played this game back in Free to Play Season 4, I didn't own all the characters, obviously, but I was able to play all of them with couch co-op. And I was like, oh shit, I want to unlock this character in rank now and play him. You know what I mean? And then they came to a point, I want to say after Season 4, they're like, no, you got to own the racer to use them. And then I was like, well, that's kind of trash. Like, that was a great way to showcase racers that I didn't have to see whether I wanted to go out there and obtain them and then level them up. Or how many resources am I going to use to level up this character? Like, I know what it's like playing them in the couch co-op. Like, do I want to waste my time leveling them up and taking them to rank when I know they're not that good? But, you know, they took that away. Because, without private lobbies, competitive is dead. That's pretty much. Hey, man, at that point, if competitive dies, I'd just say everyone just move over to Sonic, bro.
No, Sonic don't give me the same joy as this game.
Yeah, but what other?
I don't know, Sonic's not to me.
Unless you're gonna play Asphalt.
No, I just won't play. I just won't play a car racer. You know how many genres of games I actually play? I can go to Final Fantasy 14. I can go to Destiny 2 again. I can go to Pokemon Champions when that comes out. There's a lot of other games I can go to that get, and I'm still good no matter what game I play. And that's not me being cocky. That's just me naturally being good at every game I play. I'll see me sweating fucking Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying in terms of like the competitive scene, I'm saying like if the game just freaking it's just like, all right, that's it. Like private lobbies is gone. Like there's got to be a game that everyone can migrate to. That's what I'm saying. If anything,
Mario Kart, Sonic. A lot of people, people still play Sonic. Like Angel, it might not be for him, but just a lot of people who will enjoy it. I think.
But y'all failed to realize one thing. The reason why half of these players are playing Speedstorm is because it's free to play.
Free, yeah.
Yeah, that's
but at least with Sonic, there's not really a barrier to entry. You don't have to pay $500 per console, and then another $50 or whatever dollars for the game. So
the barrier of entry is the $60, $70, $80 price tag. You know what I'm saying?
It's not even that much anymore because it's always on sale now that I see it.
It ain't gotta be that much, bro. Like even look at all the games that have been $40 and got canceled. You know what I'm saying? When their competition is free to play games, like an example, Concord. One of the issues with, because we're going to talk about canceled games today, but one of the issues with Concord is that it was a hero shooter, but it had characters that original characters nobody had any connection to or cared about. And people are like, yo, I'm not paying $40 for this game. Like, if it was free to play, that people probably would have tried out the game, gave it a chance, whatever. But, $40 price tag for something that's experimental, people ain't going for it. And it got canceled. So there's a lot of people who literally not paying or playing Sonic Crossroads because of the price tag. Unfortunately, that's just, it is what it is. But the free to play market is kind of like where it's at. Because a lot of gamers don't want to pay for games anymore. $70 a pop. So I get it.
I think this game should have stayed pay to play, and I think the price point for this game should have been like $30, $40. It would have been way better off because they would have got their money. They want to be squeezing every little thing they could out of our wallets and our pockets, and this is the state of the game.
No, they still would have done the same shit.
You think so?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's Game Loft, man. It's Game Loft. Look at the track record of every single Game Loft game.
Yeah, but I mean, look what happened to Dreamlight Valley. Remember, they were supposed to go free to play, and then they stayed pay to play, and their game is so successful and it's in a good state. I'm thinking maybe the same thing would happen for Speedstorm.
Looks like that ain't the case.
I think Game Rock was testing things out. They had the 2 Disney games. They were both pay to play. They were like, you know what? We'll let Disney Speedstorm go free to play. See how that plans out, and we'll let Dreamlight Valley stay pay to play. And based on our facts and our findings, we'll see whether it's worth it or not. And obviously, they didn't see the value in free to play because look how they're nickel and diming us, as opposed to Greenlight Valley where you pay to get in, and then once you in, you good.
The thing with free to play, financially, it makes more sense for them to do free to play because if you just do pay to play, you only get $30 once. If you go live service, you'll be able to get $50 a season instead of just getting $50 once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
So
I mean,
that's pretty
Caleb,
why.
they was already charging us for the golden passes back then. It's just you had the option now to earn it for free as well if you knew what you were doing. Not that many people knew what they were doing, and people were struggling to even do time trials. So, you really tell me people knew what they were doing, how to get the golden pass for free? I don't think so.
Yeah, because you just level up. You just do rank. Yeah,
Yeah,
people knew,
most
but
people.
I mean,
Well,
people
remember
weren't.
back then, most people weren't doing right for obvious reasons. You know, you get hit by a brawler, that's it. Your match is over. Get stung by fire, that's it. Your match is done. You can get continuously stung by fire.
Definitely, it was definitely frustrating. But like I said, people really want to get that golden pass, unlock their character. They're gonna grind rank. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the update with Speedstorm. Now on the community side of Speedstorm, we did have divisions. So it's not all doom and gloom. You know, on the positive side of Speedstorm, which is the community driven,
The resistance at this point. The main game is dead, but the niche side of it isn't. It's alive and well.
yeah, let's check that out.
We'll see. You'll probably go to iRacing.
Racing. Hey, I racing that Max Verstappen be on that one. Legit.
AI
Like if you want some realistic racing, iRacing.
Nah, Wolf, I gotta see you in Horizon 6, you know. I gotta see you in Japan. Oh shit, what if they go to Rio in like Horizon 7 or some shit?
Oh shit! Shit, Brazil got a car scene too.
Can you imagine Brazil takes over for Horizon 7?
Mm.
Bring all the players over there.
Oh shit! You're about to have a BRZ squad in Forza Horizon 7.
Right?
Did we cover this last week? Cause I think there's only one match, but the match it was like BRZ versus Lowland. We covered that already, right? Last week.
Yeah, the only ones that we didn't cover was the New Wave match, and then there was another BRZ match, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we only covered BRZ, so we'll have to bring up the other ones.
Oh yeah, because they were the only ones that raced. Yeah, so there were all the rest of the matches other than Lowlands and final boss match. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we can bring up the Burnout Bandits versus the RB team for week 4. So they did end up playing each other, and the Burnout Bandits won 179 to RB's 178. So this was actually a super close match. It was 1 point difference. That's crazy.
By 1 point.
We had Lionheart 51, Gohan-san 51, Symbiote 38, Gulzy 25, and Guspool 14. And then for the RB team, we had Seabass with 69, Julian 67, Discuss with 27, and Nitrous with 15. So, okay, Seabass and Julian, they went crazy, but they just lost out at 1 point. That's wild.
Seabass was going crazy. Got the 69. Wink, wink. We have to see it. Then we got For Your Country and Ruthless Asesinos. Caleb?
Here. So yeah, we have Pure Country versus Ruthless Assassino, and we have Pure Country winning 212 to 148. Pure Country, we had Terrence Link with 63. We had Monster Rose Zeus with 52, Foster with 50, and Elsa's husband with 47. And then for Ruthless Assassinos, we had Killgirl lead the team with 49 points. We had P.R. Caldo with 48. We had J Dunk with 32, and we had David John Wick with 19.
David
Shout out to
John
those
Wick.
teams. Pure Country put it on them though. All right, then we had Ferrari KA versus Cartostrophe. And we Cartostrophe won 241 to Ferrari's 87. Dang.
They only had 2 races.
Ferrari only had 2 races. Kylo ran with 49 and Meme Sultan with 38. And then we had Rafnu with 70, Distem Arc 65, Tofi 62, Enzo 44. So yeah, I mean we only got 2 people. Yeah, that's gonna be rough for you. But shout out to both teams for still competing with all the circumstances. Who knows? Somebody might have had a switch and they, maybe their system wasn't working. But hopefully next week, there's stuff to be on point. All right. So next up we have the Dons of Speedstorm versus Lakeborn. The Dons of Speedstorm won in a close match, 181 to 179, so a 2-point difference. So Lakeborn, hey, they put up a fight on them.
They definitely did. They definitely did. Mind you, in this match, it was Tyet Falcon, KH, and Tom 4K. Majority of the races, they literally subbed out Tom and KH with Dino and Toxic for the very last race. For the very last race, they was not trying to take that L. They was not trying to take that L, and they subbed.
If it came down to 2 points, then maybe it did make a difference. But Dino and Taco was like, what, they got 3-4 points? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh.
I mean, they might have been able to sabotage the other people for them not to score points, but that was a close call. I think if Dino and Toxic did not sub in, they probably would have lost that match.
I mean, 3 and 4 means that the other team got 7 and 8.
2 and 1. That is true.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened.
If them coming in changes the game that much, then it's a good thing because they could have lost big time because they only won by 2.
My bad, Toxic. My bad, Dino. Y'all did y'all. But no, so point wise, we got Ty up with 62, Falcon 57, Tom 4K 34, KH Fan 21, Dino 4, Toxic with 3, and then for the new age, we have Real Special One with 66, Maisie 59, Seymour with 34, and Sons with 20. So hey, that was a slobber knocker of a battle. So there we go.
Oh yeah, Alphin joined the Lateborn too. So Alphin is taking the place of Romanja. So Alphin will be in the Lateborn moving forward. So that is a big upgrade to that team. That's gonna definitely boost them up a little bit more. So they're gonna be a top team.
Oh yeah. All right, so now we have BRZ New Wave versus BRZ Feral. We have, some more BRZ Civil War type stuff. But this is Angels BRZ, so we have One Wing Angel, MVP of the week, 74 points, went crazy. Leading this team, 74. We have Rayoni with 59, 604 Lucas with 40, Calvis with 40. We have BRZ Bronco with 62, BRZ Tramal with 40, BRZ Danilio with 25, and Nightmare with 20. So definitely close race between both teams, but it looks like Angel carried, man. Looks like Angel carried for his homies. Well, I guess on the lower end, 604 and Calvis had 40. So as a team, I think overall BRZ New Wave just did their thing. They dominated. So shout out to BRZ New Wave. 213.
Almost got that perfect score. I see you.
He was trying. He was about 6 away.
Yeah, I be trying, man. I be trying.
You got a couple of second places there.
Yeah, a couple second places. Hey, that happens.
Last but not least, we have the Union Jack Arrows versus BRZ Once Upon a Time, and the Union Jack Arrows win 193 to BRZ Once Upon a Time 167. We had Galvanator with 65, a three-headed monkey with 55, turrets with 40, Phoenix Evolve with 33. And then for the other team, we had BRZ Mr. Mime with 56. We had Fix the Goat with 44. We had BRZ Leon with 34, and we had BRZ Advier with 33. So shout out to both teams, and shout out for the Union Jack Arrows for getting the dub. So those are the week 4 matches. It was kind of hard for the matches to come through because before they did the update, the Switch players weren't able to get into private lobbies and whatever, but they fixed it where people could play again. So those are the matches, the matches for week 4. Now going into week 5 for Super Division Season 1, we have first match the BRZ Final Boss versus Dons of Speedstorm. So is this a rematch? I think this is a rematch, but predictions probably BRZ Final Boss, but the Dons, you know what I'm saying? This is your opportunity to get some revenge. So it's definitely going to be a good match, good entertainment. If you like Speedstorm, if you like the Speedstorm kart racing, and you want to see, a high level gameplay, make sure you watch this match. This will be the match to watch. You know what I'm saying? Also support the other matches, but I'm just saying, if we're talking about highest level, this is it. All right, next up we have RB team versus Ferrari KA. Ferrari got to get more than 2 people, so I'm going with RB team. We have the Burnout Bandits versus BRZ Once Upon a Time. I'll probably go Burnout Bandits. They've been performing pretty well. Then we have BRZ Pharaoh versus Pure Country. I'm gonna go with Pure Country. We have
Oh shit! You think Pure Country is gonna eliminate Pharaoh from the upper divisions? Oh shit!
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just gonna keep it real.
Yeah, we're gonna see a promotion from the rookies to the vets. Oh shit!
If the talent's there, rookies can do things too. But then we got the Lowland Thunder versus BRZ New Wave. Ooh, you know what? That's gonna be a good match, but I'm gonna go with BRZ New Wave. I think Angel got it, man. I think you and your team 604 Lucas Calvis and who's the other one?
You got Rayoni and DK.
Yeah, Rayoni. Not to say that Lowland Thunder ain't got it. Obviously they're gonna give you a good match, but I feel like y'all been having some momentum going. Y'all been having some momentum, so definitely gonna be. That's actually this will probably be the second highest level match right here. It's gonna be very good. So make sure you check out the Lowland Thunder versus BRZ New Wave. So it's gonna be very spicy. And then we have Ruthless Assassinos versus Catastrophe. I'm gonna go with Ruthless. And then we got Union Jack Arrows versus the Lateborn. And
I will go with Lateborn on this with the Elfin pickup.
Yeah, I'm thinking Lateborn. Yeah, they went crazy. They almost beat the Dons 2 points. So I'm gonna go with Lateborn. But yeah, those are gonna be your matches for this weekend for week 5 of Super Divisions season 1. And so it will be matches will probably be happening this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you want to check them out, usually around noon or afternoon, so 12 o'clock, 1, 2, 3 p.m. if you want to watch the matches. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But with that wraps up divisions. That wraps up our Speedstorm.
Hey, number 3 Trickster in division so far, baby.
All right, let's go. That you?
Yeah, I mean, granted, the other 2 people only got 9 and 7 races. Mine was all full 40 races. So, my average might be a little bit down because I have more matches. But I mean, still number 3, and then number 3 overall too. I just peeped that. Number 3 overall with 40 matches. Probably number 1 since I got 40 matches. Everybody else got either 30 or 19. And then these are like the lower divisions, and I'm the first in the high divisions. You want to count all that, so I'm not gonna toot my own horn or nothing like that, but I consistently be in the top of this goddamn leaderboard in divisions. But yeah, when I look for a team, nobody wants to pick me up. Make that fucking make sense.
They be downplaying. They be act like you ain't that good.
Right, I am that guy, bro. Just remember that. I'm gonna talk my shit. The reason why I'm up there is because I'm the motherfucking Poppy of Speedstorm. Simple as that, baby.
Organized by total score.
Oh, if I do it by total score, yeah, I am number one technically.
My bad. I did forget one thing with Speedstorm, the Grand Prix event.
Crash.
It has concluded with Lightning McQueen. It was an event happened over 7 days, and I think each day, depending on where you placed, whether that was first, second, third, 4th through 10th, 11th through 200, or 201 to 2000, you got a certain number value, and whoever had the most points at the end would be ranked on a leaderboard. So. But the issue is the rewards really weren't that much. Like I think whoever got first got 15 shards. I think me, I think I ended up finishing like top 200, and I got like 4 Lightning McQueen shards or something like that. So the reward wasn't that great, but I guess it would give you maybe potentially enough shards to unlock Lightning McQueen. So that was pretty the significance about it. But there were some competitive events each day for the time trials. And so, what'd you think about the time trials? I did see you top 10 on a lot of them, Angel. Overall, man, what do you think about the Grand Prix?
I mean, the Grand Prix is trash because of the fucking racers that were pretty much were required. Like there was cars racers that were required for 2 out of the 7. But other than that, I mean, I like the concept. The concept is cool. You got time trial every day, and you gotta be really good at the time trials to get the best points, to get the best shards. But I mean, there's not that many shards to earn, so it's like, I mean, I'm really trying to sweat just to get 6 shards.
Whatever leaderboard event, I guess, for that day, because sometimes they'll give you like some shards of characters you already have. So maybe for new players, and that's good for them. But yeah, like you said, it's essentially you're grinding your ass off trying to get perfect lines and everything, just so at the end of the event you can get 5 shards for a new character or 6 shards for a new character. So yeah, it's kind of weak. And obviously certain players have an advantage if you have a character not only are maxed out but supercharged. You have an advantage in the time trials. I think for some time trials, if you did want to get first, second, or third, you literally have to have a supercharged racing. So whether that was Mickey Mouse or Buzz or Lotso or whatever. So, so it definitely wasn't new player friendly. But like I said, I guess on the bright side, you could say that, if you didn't buy the Golden Pass and if you didn't buy the $50 cars pack, you potentially could have unlocked Lightning McQueen for free by doing these events. But yeah,
one thing too, the time trials were fucking capped at like the first one was capped at level 20, the others were capped at level 30, and I think the last one was capped at like level 40. So you couldn't even use your full potential of your fucking racers.
Yeah, I think that's whack. I feel like if it's going to be like a regulated time trial where everybody races the character on the same level, why not just make it 50? You know what I'm saying? Make it enjoyable. Don't make it to where, everybody's level 1. We're going to have a level 1 time trial where everybody's driving slow and the handling's bad and the abilities are bad. Like, if, this end of the day is a game. People play this, to, spend time because they enjoy it. They want to have fun. And, capping characters at level 20 just doesn't make it fun. It just makes it less fun and less enjoyable. So I think overall, maybe for future Grand Prix events, just game off if you're listening, make it level 50 or bare minimum level 40. Don't go below level 40 for these time trial events.
No, fuck it. Put it level 50.
Yeah, if regulated can be 50, this can be 50. So the time trial should be 50. You know what I'm saying? Let us go balls to the wall. It's Speedstorm, not Slowstorm. So for the Grand Prix events, make sure all of them are capped at 50. But yeah, I mean, in Speedstorm news, that's pretty much all that was new. You know what I'm saying? They confirmed Universal Boxes is over, the Grand Prix events happened, and then, we had divisions. So anything else y'all want to add on to the Speedstorm subject, or is that it?
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, we discussed everything, changes and whatnot. I mean, Mabel comes out Friday. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, Mabel did get released early by accident. So whoever is the late bloomers that be up on reset, they were able to snag Mabel before they noticed it and took the box out.
You know, it'd be crazy if Mabel's easier to get than some of the Cars characters.
Oh, I mean, if they stick to the same mid-season philosophy boxes where you get the pity pools, then yeah, technically it would be better.
Sure. But yeah, that is just me sort of it was a little iffy, but that's Speedstorm. Y'all know how Speedstorm is. We gonna speak on it. We gonna report how the game was going. But that's how the game's going. But yeah, we did Pokemon. Now we got Marvel Rivals. So we did get some news from Marvel Rivals. They Andrew, you can post it. I guess the picture on screen. There will be for 2026. They have a roadmap, and the roadmap will be following the Marvel Rivals Avengers movies up to Doomsday. And so with this, there's going to be what's called Marvel Rival new characters. There's going to be new maps. There's going to be new PVE events, following the themes of what's it called, the Marvel Rivals events. So, um,
So they got the whole Avengers Infinity War saga in there. That's crazy.
yeah. So we got Avengers, Age of Ultron, Infinity Wars, Endgame, and Doomsday. I definitely feel like when the Doomsday movie comes out, and they have the Doomsday themed event in Marvel Rivals, they'll be dropping Doom for sure. But I'm hoping that with
That's
what's it
crazy and
called,
lazy.
these in August, in October, maybe they'll drop Thanos for the Infinity War in August, hopefully. So I'm curious what these PVE events are going to be and what characters are going to come with that. What's it called? But yeah, 2026, new heroes, new maps, new costumes, new game modes, new PVEs, new systems, and more. So um, basically, Marvel Rivals put out a statement. They said new game modes and new in-game events inspired by the Infinity Saga come to Marvel Rivals. Explore the full roadmap starting in April, continue through October to discover what's to come. In December, we'll be fully igniting the battlefield with all new game content to celebrate the release of Marvel's Studios Avengers Doomsday. So Doomsday is going to be a huge event. So that'll be at the end of the year. GTA 6 hopefully will be coming out towards then. We'll have the Doomsday movie. We'll have the Doomsday event. Yeah, so we'll see. That's it. Obviously, end of 2026 is gonna be good. Now that's if we survive, because in the real world, there's been a lot going on. But I'm looking forward to it. Keep your fingers crossed. Well, yeah, that is the Marvel Rivals news. You know what I'm saying? I believe that we're still on the Deadpool Elsa Bloodstone season. But yeah, I'm curious what the next season will be. But we'll find out in a couple of weeks. But that is the Marvel Rivals news. Now, we do have some more news. We covered this game earlier on the podcast. Highguard. You know what I'm saying? The game we showed you where, you got a character that can turn into a wolf and you turn into a wolf and run up on somebody and, destroy a building and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it has been officially stated. Andrew, you can put the picture on screen that Nano sent about Highguard. But Highguard is getting the Concord treatment. They fired the staff, so people are thinking like, oh, that's not a good sign. If they fired the staff, that means the game might, be getting shut down, or there might not be any new content. But they didn't actually put out an official statement. But until now, yesterday, they came out and officially stated that Highguard is shutting down March 12th. So now this ain't gonna be, oh, I got another month to play the game. Nope. If you want to try out Highguard, you have 8 more days to do Highguard before the servers will shut down forever like Anthem. So me and Sammy, Anthem gave us more time than Highguard. At least for
Yeah.
Anthem, we got a whole month and a half to experience the game and play and get our hands on it.
You know
Highguard,
what's
you got what, a
crazy
couple of
too,
days?
Caleb? We actually had more than a whole year. We just procrastinated forever.
Yeah.
We kept saying we
Yeah,
were
we
gonna
did.
hop in the game
I could
since
have beat
last
the
year.
game.
Oh, we're gonna hop in the game. The new year started. We're gonna hop in the game together. We're gonna hop in the game together. 6 months later, oh Caleb, the game's ending
Unfortunately,
soon.
there
We
was
gotta
no
hop in the game.
crossplay. That's why we
Yeah, there
didn't
was
play together because there was
yeah,
no
there was no
crossplay.
crossplay, but we still had a month and change to play, and this game's just
Yeah,
gone.
but I actually play Highguard. It's fun. I play the game. It's not a battle royale. I think a lot of people, here's the issue. Here's the issue with Highguard. For one, at the Game Awards, they announced it last like it was supposed to be the best game ever. I think initially they were supposed to soft drop it, but I guess he decided to hype it up, and it didn't live up to the hype. Why? Because a lot of people are mad at Apex Legends because they're like, yo, like the creators of Titanfall, instead of us getting Titanfall 3, we got Apex. So then when they're like, oh, the creators of Apex and Titanfall, they're thinking that this was going to be like a maybe a spiritual successor of Titanfall 3 or Titanfall 3. But instead of getting Titanfall 3, we got Highguard. So there's a lot of people who are crapping on the game because of that. There's also the group of people on the internet who are crapping on the game because they feel like, oh, it has black and brown characters, so it's woke. Then there's some people who are just crapping on the game because right now negativity sells, and there's a lot of people who are just negative on every new game. They want to see games fail. So there's like a multitude of reasons. But
But
yeah, I
those are the
mean, this
grifters. They
game,
normally do that. Those grifters, anytime they see something that looks woke, they want to sell hate because it's what drives their channel. So
yeah, because get viewership off of negativity sells. So yeah, I mean, they don't care about the game. If the game fails, but they get a video that comes out 1 million views, and they in their minds, they won. But unfortunately for the devs that are passionate about this game, the people who play the game and actually enjoy it and gave it a chance, a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm tired of the same games. Everybody keeps releasing the same games." But then when the game developers try something new, like Highguard, it doesn't get the love. And one of the reasons is there are so many negative narratives that you know should have been squished, nipped in the bud. But they let the narratives kind of like get out there, and now you have a game like Highguard free to play too. You don't have to spend no money on the games, free to play, free to try out. And yet, because of all the negative publicity, it didn't. It's getting shut down. So, oh, what do y'all think, man? What do y'all think overall? Angel,
I,
I guess you can go
honestly,
Angel, Sammy, or something. What y'all think about this, man? Highguard getting shut down.
I'm not surprised. I mean, you kind of came late to the party. This is I guess an arena hero shooter, something like uh,
It's kind of
I don't
like
even know.
a
I don't even know what the
team-based
best
shooter,
game.
like a 3v3 or 5v5, where you have to
Yeah,
like capture bases or something like that. So
I think it just
here's
I think it just came late to the point. I like we talk about this all the time, like games that like define a genre. You talk about battle royales, this Fortnite or PUBG. You like there's a lot of battle royales out there back then when they released, and a lot of them survived not because they were good, but because they came out initially around the time of the other battle royales, being Fortnite and PUBG. That's all you needed to do. Once you got a seat at the dinner table, you was cool. But when you came late to the party, then everyone's looking at you like there's no more seats at the table. What are you doing here? Go look for another house
yeah,
or go look for another dinner because this ain't it. So it's like you're coming to this party with a game that there's a genre that already has been established, and there's already games that define that genre, and you're coming in a couple of years too late, and now you're saying, hey, we're the big heavy hitters now, and everyone's like, no, you're not. Know your place. You just came in. Wipe your feet off at the door, take your shoes off too, because this is different. I don't know where you came from, but this household is different. There's no seat at this table unless we invite you in. And they found out the hard way. It's almost like
Yep.
Marathon coming into the extraction shooter genre and saying, okay, we're doing it too. And it's just like, Arc Raiders was an anomaly. They got away with it. Extraction shooter's been out for like almost a decade now. And for Arc Raiders to find success is special, but not just because Arc Raiders found success doesn't mean Marathon's going to find success too, because there's already people in that same genre that fulfill what you're doing. You want to be sci-fi, Arc Raiders is sci-fi. You want to be PvP, Divisions is PvP, Tarkov is PvP. You want to be survival based? Well, you can't be 100% survival based because that's Divisions or that's Tarkov. So it's like, you know what I mean? There's too much already on the board, and there's too much at stake for you to fail. So I think if you're gonna come into a genre, you gotta be knocking on all the doors, crossing all. You gotta be dotting all your T's and crosses. I look at it like this. In order for you to pass a test, you gotta hit every criteria on the test. I gotta make sure I study for like 8 hours. I gotta make sure I get like ample sleep. I gotta make sure I eat something good in the morning so my brain's awake. Like you gotta do all those things so that you can do well on a test, right? I feel like these guys came in and they did half of it what they were supposed to do, and then they got the results they got.
damn. Well, I honestly, after playing it, I used to play Apex Legends heavy, like all day, all night. I was the Apex Legend. You know what I'm saying? It was very fun. Um, Basically, this Highguard felt like Apex Legends mechanics and weapons but with a mix of like Valorant or Counter Strike as like a game mode. The whole like 3v3, if you die, you're eliminated or something like that. Now you do have lives, but like eventually when you're holding down the base, like if you get eliminated. So it's kind of like a hybrid. It's kind of like a hybrid of like capture the base, capture the flag, with like some Counter Strike or Valorant things in it. And yeah, maybe some of the people who play the game is like, yo, this is cool, but like I'll just play Apex, or this is cool, I'll just play Valorant, or whatever. So I think
Yeah.
that might have been it being like a jack of all trades and the master of none. Now I will say the unique thing about Highguard was the mounts, being able to like ride on like a dragon or a bear or like a panther. That was very cool, and I like or a wolf. It did feel fun to ride on the mounts and being able to shoot, like riding on top of a bear and shooting people while you riding on top of a bear. That was cool. So that was something unique to the game. So it did have some good things going for it, but
Can I ask you something?
unfortunately, yeah.
Because you did have experience with the game and you did play. I know Nano's friends played it too, but he's not here right now. A lot of people were saying that the game's maps were too big and there wasn't enough people to fulfill the size of the map. Okay, so that is true then.
That's why I said, with Apex Brain, when you're going from Apex Legends, because I know they were marketing the game towards Apex people. I mean, the people who made Apex made this game, simple mechanics. But Apex, you got like lobbies of 60. In this game, they had a big map that you could like, run around in with your bear or your Black Panther or your wolf, and it's like a giant map, but there's only like 3 people you're fighting. So it's like 3v3. So you're on one side of the map,
So there's 9 people in the entire
side of the map. No, there ain't no 9. It's 6 people within the entire match, and 3 people or 2 people are your teammates. So it's 3v3. So you're running around. It's kind of like you can't find nobody. So I think it felt empty for the map to be as big as it was. It felt empty, and I don't know, maybe they thought like, hey, using the mounts, when you ride on top of the bear, you'll be able to traverse the map and then find people. But
you think it should have been like a 6v6 or something?
Maybe off a rip, if they released like, or 10v10 maybe. I think if it was like a 10v10, 15v15, it would have been more lit. I think we've gotten to a place, Fortnite, 100 people in Battle Royale, Apex, 60. Yeah. We've gotten to a point to where we're used to playing against more people. I mean, Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, you're playing against like over 30 to 50 people. Battlefield, you're playing like 60 people. So when people come from other games that have lots of opponents, and then you go to a game where you're only fighting 3 people, that ain't good. So they definitely should have released it with 3. It should have been way more players. So I think that was a big mistake on their end. It's having
what it sounds like. It sounds like you be dropped on a Battlefield map and it's 3v3.
Yeah, find them 3 people.
I can't find nobody, man. This map's too big.
I guess how you find people. They have certain objectives, like to capture the flag thing. Because in order to raid somebody's base, you have to like capture the certain, like, I guess, base rating thing or whatever like that. So you have the 2 teams are like, and you can see where it's at on the map. So I guess like that's how people be drawn to each other, because they're both both teams are fighting for that like flag or whatever. But still, like, they definitely could have released that more. Now they did listen and they did an update where they did have a 5v5, but maybe by the time they released the 5v5,
was it better though?
It was better. It was fun and it felt full of action, but like I said, it might have been too late, because then by the time they released 5v5, a lot of the negative narrative on Highguard had already been out. And you know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you something. Even with the 5v5 out, do you still think it needed like maybe a 10v10?
Yeah, they definitely could have gone more, because even 5v5, I could find people. It could have been more chaotic.
Okay.
I mean, so even Apex Legends, a battle.
So then, if that is, sorry to cut you off, but if you're saying that it could have been better, do you think the 1v1 in terms of teams should have never been a thing? You think it should have been like, maybe everyone starts off on the map, maybe there's 100 people that drop in at the map, and there's like teams of 4 or teams of 3, or maybe 60 people in total, and then there's like teams of 3?
Honestly, when the trailer first came out, I was thinking, if this was Apex Legends, where it's like 60 people with like, maybe like let me see, like maybe 10 teams of 3 or 20 teams of 3 or something like that. And
Yeah.
then you had like 20 or like 60 people riding on top of wolves and bears fighting each other. Oh, that would have been amazing. Like you can't go from Apex Legends to Battle Royale and then slim down the gameplay or you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the concept is good. Why not have a big team battle where okay, you're capturing a castle or a base and it's 30v30 and you got 30 people defending the base and 30 people trying to capture the base. That would have been cool. Why 5v5? Why 3v3? Why can't it be 30v30? So
Yeah.
honestly, they shot themselves in the foot by making the match so small. But
Okay. Do you think this is like a complete shutdown? Like, do you think it might be
oh yeah,
something like they're shutting down, but they're bringing back the game like a multiverses kind of situation?
no, it's done.
It's gone for
It's
good.
done. Yeah, server shut down. So, you're a gamer
Damn.
like Apex, you know, like just try it out. I just try it. It's free to play. It's not that big of a game. Just try it out before it dies, yo. You know what I'm saying? But don't get attached. Like I said, I just got to a point. It's hard to get attached to games. So many games get canceled. Me personally, you know, there's been Anthem, there's been Hyperscape, Knockout City, Rumbleverse, what's it called? Rocket Arena, Concord, now Highguard. So many games getting canceled. And it's unfortunate. Do some games deserve to get canceled? I would say majority of the time, no. Sometimes, yes. I think the worst game that probably should have got canceled was a game called Don't Even Think. It was a battle royale where you turn into a werewolf, and you have to. There's 2 werewolves on the map. They have to go around killing the survivors. That game, great concept. It was fun to play as a werewolf, but the gunplay was terrible. It was actually like buns, like PS2 gameplay when it came to the survivors or the shooters. So I understand why that game got shut down. But all of these other games that are fun, like Knockout City or Rumbleverse or, you know, hey, even Highguard, it's unfortunate to see. And, you know, it was crazy because I think before Concord got shut down, they had a demo or they had like a beta for us to try out the game. And I played that beta and I was having fun with the game. So, I don't know. But yeah, this is another canceled game, y'all. So, hey, I guess people will just be on Fortnite and Speedstorm. But well, I guess we could pour one out to Highguard, you know. It's unfortunate, man. Like I said, I don't get too attached to games anymore. Like, honestly, it's either a single player game, or if it's like a multiplayer game or free to play game that's not like Fortnite, I don't really get attached because I know eventually every game that's, you know, once the company is not making as much money or people ain't buying skins or whatever, they're gonna shut it down. So it's not even worth getting attached to these games anymore. Only game that probably won't be shut down are like the hero shooters, like Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, you know, the battle royales like Apex and Fortnite, Warzone. But like I don't know, any other new game, unfortunately, people are just too negative, man. They're not open minded. They'll rather, you know, they can be balling gun gamers forever, just playing 2K forever, and then games like, you know, that try things that are new just get shut down. But I don't know. I guess that, you know, is my final thoughts on it. Angel, you got any thoughts? Anything you want to add to Highguard before we move on to the next subject?
Man, I don't really have much to say because I never played it, but sucks when games shut down. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the nature of the beast. You know, some games don't do well, and they cut the cost down because the game is not performing well. You just gotta shut it down to try to make another game or try to find your next successful game.
But I mean, like, how do you make another game after like letting go so many people from your studio? Like, at this point, I feel like once the game shuts down, the studio's gonna shut down.
The developers will just get absorbed into another studio.
Yeah, pretty much. They'll just absorb them.
Who's their publisher again?
I have no idea. I never played it.
Doesn't it might be EA because it said the makers of Titanfall and Apex, and I believe.
Oh, so it's Respawn. It's Respawn. It's Respawn Entertainment then.
Respawn made this.
And
I mean, if it's from the creators of Titanfall and Apex, that's Respawn Entertainment.
Let me see this shit.
Highguard devs, Wildlight Entertainment. So it's the
Yeah, I've never heard
development
of
studio
them.
behind Highguard, a free-to-play raid shooter that announced it's shutting down on March 12th, just over a month after its debut. Founded by industry veterans with experience on Apex and Titanfall, the team struggled to maintain a sustainable player base despite initial interest. So yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're ex devs from Respawn.
No, okay, that's why. Okay, makes sense. Terrible, but makes
So
sense.
And they're funded
Prey,
by
I guess.
Tencent. That makes all the more sense.
Yeah. Overall, the game has some unique things. There's one character, his ultimate was basically you can turn into like a giant ice goblin or something like that. You had like ice attacks, and you had other characters that you could scout using eagles, and you had other characters that could turn into wolves, and they have some unique things. So, like I said, hey, there's VODs, there's streamers there's their gameplay you can probably watch that'll be immortalized, and I guess you can play the game yourself and maybe do some clips or something, but. Hey, we can pour one out for Highguard.
Damn, Nano, you must have had a big dinner.
Yeah. I guess
you in the bathroom, man.
I guess with that, speaking of gaming cancel culture, what do y'all think about Marathon coming out? So Marathon, I believe, does drop. I think it did drop yesterday. I think it dropped this week. It is I think it was a game that originally Bungie made back in the day, and this was a remake or something. And so I've been seeing a lot of streamers play it, but
March 5th, so tomorrow.
Yeah. So what do y'all think about Marathon?
On the East Coast?
Do y'all think it's going to fail?
Yes, and not for the reasons why you might think I say yes. I think it's gonna fail because of two possible reasons. One, the first game of the year contender is dropping later this month in Crimson Desert.
Fact.
So you're gonna get 2 weeks of good play out of this game, and then the player base will be gone. Another reason why I say this is because even after Crimson Desert, Arc Raider is gonna get their biggest update of the game so far with a new map and a new major arc threat. Everybody that's playing Marathon is gonna go hop back onto Arc Raiders for that. So whatever's left hanging around, that's gonna be the player base for the foreseeable future.
And I think it's another situation we were just talking about, like, with Sonic Crossworlds or even a Concord. Like, you have to spend like $40 or $50 for this shooter. And like I said, it's not as negative as Highguard, but I've seen some negativity out there. And I don't know if maybe people will play because they see, oh, Tim the Tatman or Ninja or some streamer is playing the game. But if I don't know, I think that paywall might prevent certain people from playing. And like you said, there's only just Crimson Desert coming out, so I think if you have to choose between Marathon and Crimson Desert, I think people will probably choose Crimson Desert. And right now there's so many shooters. There's Arc Raiders, there's Marathon, there's Call of Duty, there's Apex, there's Fortnite, there's Battlefield, there's Valorant, there's so many shooters. I feel like for people to just be like, yo, no, let's just go to Marathon. Like, I don't know if that's gonna be the case. I feel like the only people going to Marathon are people who play games for what's hot and trending. Like, there are some people, whatever game the big streamers playing or is popular, they'll buy and play. But I don't know what so the amount of games that are coming out and the price of games going up. I found myself being like, yo, you got to pick and choose what games you play, and I don't know. This game might not.
I also know another big reason, and Angel probably knows this better than me, is the Destiny community don't want to see this game succeed. Well, really? Angel over the last couple of days, had to change the tune. I wonder if it's because, what I was saying to him a couple of weeks back is finally getting to him. Angel, enlighten us.
What?
Why did you not want to see this game succeed in the beginning?
I mean, I never said I don't want it to succeed. I was more or less just talking shit just because, they're taking away resources from the game that I love to play from Bungie, which is Destiny 2. But I never was bad at it because, any company that makes games, at the end of the day, you don't want them to fail because bad things happen when a game fails. Company loses millions of dollars. It can affect the other games that they have available. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this game does good. Truthfully, I never played it, and I mean I've seen the Slur Slam. I could have played it, but I'm not really an extraction shooter type of guy. So those games don't interest me at all. But I will say from what I've heard and what I've seen, the gunplay is very similar to Destiny. And that's what Destiny is known for, is their movement of their characters and their gunplay. So I mean that's a plus because Arc Raiders ain't touching gunplay of Destiny. I'm telling you that right now. And also I heard that Marathon is more PvP aggressive compared to Arc Raiders.
Arc Raiders is headed more towards PvE. That's what I've been hearing.
But that's because the developers are realizing most of their player base is casuals. So at one hand, you could be like, okay, we can cater towards our community that's niche, which is the PvP centric players, or we can cater to the vast majority of our players who are just playing every other game out there and decided to give us a try and they like our game.
Yep.
So on one hand, I understand why they did it. I don't hate the movement because the way that they adjusted the matchmaking for Arc Raiders is you're too aggressive as a player, like you like to kill people. Guess what? Those friendly lobbies you like to play in and kill people in, they're gonna put you in some aggressive ass lobbies where people out there are actually killers. And now you could test your skill with actual killers. Now these people will like to shoot back. These people come in here for sport. And if you ain't ready for that, you're gonna be out here like, man, I want to be in some friendly lobbies again because this ain't it. Like, I experienced both lobbies. I used to be running this game and I never used to shoot on sight. I had a friend that used to run with me and he used to be shoot on sight. He's like, Sammy, man, you can't be too careful around these randoms, man. Like, you can't be having your gun in your safe. Like, you got to pull that out. I'm like, all right, man, all right. When the time comes, I'll pull it out. And sometimes we learn the hard way because of it. But then, come on, man, you know what I mean?
Whoa!
But then it came to a point where, at one point, they did a streamer war. The Burnt Peanut did a streamer war, and everyone was PvPing. So then I couldn't be passive aggressive anymore. I had to be shoot on sight. I felt American. So I was like, God damn. But then, because of all that, the casuals were complaining about all the lobbies being too aggressive. So the devs were like, you know what? We're going to change the formula of how we do our lobbies. So now it's hidden. We don't know how it activates, but we know, the vast majority of the community knows, if you don't engage in combat for a couple matches of doing so, you'll finally, like, let's say you don't engage in combat for 5 matches, the 6th match or the 7th match, you'll be in a peaceful lobby where people most times won't even shoot you. And if they do shoot you, it's on accident. But if you're aggressive and you like PvP, well, nothing's going to change for you. You're just going to get put into lobbies with aggressive players that like to PvP. So that is one way they address that situation. And ever since then, a lot of people have been enjoying the game because on one end, it's like, okay, all the PvP centric players are all in the same lobbies. And all the people that just want to do the PvE sided content, like doing trials and doing quests, they can all do that. So they found a way to satisfy both ends of the community, which I honestly commend them for, because look how many stories we hear where devs are trying to listen to the community and they destroy their game.
Or streamers have egos and they listen to a streamer. Streamer don't know what he's talking about. He's just mad because he died on stream, and so then they listen to the streamer, and then the game gets worse for the community because they listen to a streamer.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that is good if they can make it good for the casual and the competitive player. Then you're hitting the best of both worlds, and probably most players are casual, unfortunately. Like, obviously there's talented players, but the talented players or the sweaty player usually are the minority. And so if you make a game too catered towards the skilled players, then the casuals just aren't going to play the game. And I think, honestly, we're talking about gaming cancer culture with Highguard and stuff. When it came to Hyperscape, very great battle royale game, fun, but one of the reasons why it failed is because the skill gap was so high, and
Yep.
there's a skill ceiling and there's a skill floor, but the skill floor was so high that a lot of casuals couldn't really get into it, and so
Yep.
because it was so hard for them, they just stopped playing. And so yeah, that's an example where they made a great game with a high skill ceiling, but if you don't look out for the casual players, and the game can die that way because you know.
But you know
So
what's crazy? From what I heard from a veteran that used to play the game, because I came to the game like 2 months before it shut down, and I got all the achievements before for it. Me and my girlfriend were enjoying the game, but from what I heard from a veteran at the time, he told me the game really died because the devs made it too casual friendly.
what Hyperscape?
Yeah. Like they
No, I
realized that
wouldn't
the
say that.
casuals were struggling, so they started doing patches to help the casuals keep up. And they said that's what killed the game. Because all
No,
the
I don't think
streamers
so.
had then
Because
left afterwards.
there was still a bunch of movement you still had to have in that game. Because I think that game had like a high TTK, time to kill, and it also had like a lot of movement. So that added to it. So even if they did try to make it better for casuals, it still wasn't enough for a lot of them. But
You know, I think Ubisoft had a game with a lot of potential, and they just jumped the gun too early.
yeah, that game had so much potential, and it could have been the next big
Mind
thing.
you, that's another battle royale, and it was obviously it was late to the punch, but it brought something different to the party. And had they just, I don't know, polished up a few things, that game could have been a hit. That game would be out still. Man,
But yep. I guess in more gaming news, so obviously, you might be surprised this has anything to do with the gaming, but if you guys are paying attention, it looks like the United States might be headed to a war with Iran. So what does this mean for gaming? Well, essentially, because the U.S. basically killed the Iran supreme leader, Iran has been striking back at U.S. allies and countries that have U.S. bases. One of those countries has been Dubai. They hit, I think, an Amazon data center for AI or something like that. And I think also they're potentially, I think they hit somewhere in Saudi Arabia. And why does this matter? So if you guys forgot, Saudi Arabia did buy EA Sports. Saudi Arabia's whole economy is based on oil, but they have been trying to get into the entertainment industry. That has been gaming. They've been setting up certain esports tournaments and stuff.
Oh, I'm glad you brought this up because there's something else we got to talk about as well that Saudi Arabia got their hands in. But continue, Caleb.
Yeah. After once I've done it, let me know some more stuff with Saudi Arabia because but essentially, they got bombed. Potentially, Iran is trying to target their water system and some of their data centers. So this literally means that if Saudi Arabia loses money because of this war, like it could mean like EA could take a big hit. It could mean like some of these esports organizations that Saudi Arabia has bought will get shut down. That means a lot of games that potentially could be made by EA could be canceled or shut down because Saudi Arabia doesn't have any money because of the war. So it's actually getting crazy. All of this that's going on. But yeah, what do you think?
Yo.
How's it going now? You finally got
Damn, 2 hours later.
Just got off the toilet.
2 hours later.
What's good with y'all, man? What's good with y'all?
Not much.
Sound like I came in on the Saudi Arabia talk.
I see this. So yeah, I mean, I'm just keeping it, but like, here's the thing, like, we're talking about, here's what we did earlier last year. We talked about how tariffs could affect gaming. It made the Switch more expensive. It made, getting certain hardware for computers harder to get and more expensive. So if the tariffs made gaming more expensive, what do y'all think a war is going to do if the war in Iran is causing data centers?
It wasn't just tariffs though. Look at RAM. RAM made gaming expensive too. Consoles more expensive.
Listen, Caleb, man.
PCs are more expensive.
people was trolling when they was like, "Oh man, I can't believe y'all got the Switch too." But shit, that shit it went up in price with the tariffs, and it's about to go up in price again because of the war and the fucking CPU, GPU,
Hey, you
RAM.
know what that tells me now? There's a perfect time to sell your Nintendo Switch
Hell,
and
fuck.
stand on business, and then buy a Switch when it comes back to the regular price. So that means you make your money back double time.
That sounds
Man,
stupid.
so tell me, what was the other thing that Saudi Arabia, what's it called, owns?
Okay, so
Uh,
I was gonna say we could have waited, but I mean technically it's the next topic. So, you know, Saudi Arabia is backing Paramount. And Paramount, if you've been living under a rock, we've been talking about them for the last couple of months. You know, they crashed out a couple like last month talking about how, you know, it's not fair that Netflix can buy Warner Brothers. Netflix bowed out of that deal. And now Paramount is the sole owner of Warner Brothers. And
Yeah,
the
that
backing
actually
that Paramount
surprised
had was the Saudis.
that surprised me. I really wondered why
Man,
Netflix felt like it wasn't lucrative.
You know why they ultimately got Netflix? Apparently they spent for the deal 110 billion or 110 plus billion.
they upped them. Paramount, I guess, have
Yeah,
more
so
resources
they
to
I
buy.
think Paramount just dropped another 30 billion. So I guess they went to the Saudis like, we need 30 billion. They're like, all right, here you go.
They got the money. So
And
that's actually interesting. So the Saudis, they own esports, they own EA,
And at this
EA, which is
point, they own
yeah,
WB,
they
I
buying
guess.
everything, man.
and WB and Paramount. So literally, if
Yeah.
if this Iran war causes Saudi Arabia to lose their funding or whatever, that means this could affect
I'll
Paramount.
tell
With
you one
Paramount bought
thing.
WB, Warner Brothers, so that means Justice League, DC. So the
I,
Saudis own DC essentially. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing, Caleb. If you think the Saudis are gonna run out of money, I got I got a bridge to show
Yeah.
you. The Saudis got way too much money. I'm talking about in the trillions.
Yeah, but yeah, they do got a lot of money, and, but with this war, I think one of the things is the American dollar is backed by the petrodollar or by oil. It's oil backed, and if you know things keep going the way they're going, man, I don't know. It's definitely could have an impact. So hopefully, we talk about games getting canceled. EI already has like what's it called, a reputation for canceling games. So I mean, like I said, this could cause some more issues. So
I think
My boy Sammy said he wanted to be a Saudi Arabian dude, bruh.
what?
He said
Hey
they
man,
the rich folk.
hey man, just because I may share a name that comes from that region, don't mean I want to be one.
Okay, Namikaze.
what's crazy is I think somebody said, "Oh yeah, the Saudis pressured the United States and Israel to attack Iran," and then the Saudi Arabian government is like, "No, we didn't. Hell no." It was like, "Don't put that on us."
UAE wants no parts of that, man.
But
The thing is, the Saudi Arabians they have their hand in too much powerful
Everything.
stuff.
Yep.
They have too much power.
One man should not have all this power. Kanye,
Yes.
he was right all along.
I
man.
guess surprisingly, this video is to look up, but apparently Iran and Saudi Arabia are kind of like at odds with each other. Not, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's interesting, man. It's interesting.
I will say this in regards to like the whole Warner Brothers acquisition, it's gonna change a lot of things. Another reason why I say that this is gonna change big things in terms of Paramount buying them. Netflix buying them, it was gonna be hard from jump because Trump didn't back the deal. Trump was actually scrutinizing the deal and said he was gonna do whatever it takes to slow it down or even get the deal dissolved.
What did he want?
Trump-
Netflix to have it?
No, he wanted Paramount to have it, and now Paramount has it.
What and now they do. So maybe he had an influence on it. That's another aspect we ain't thinking of. So and I mean, if Saudi Arabia is an American ally, so I don't know. It all goes.
Yeah. I don't know how much IP at this point Paramount owns, but shit, it looked like they got
A lot.
Infinity
We want to bring
Gauntlet
up the
too.
list.
It
I don't know
looked
if we
like
had the list.
Disney and
Shit, they damn near
Paramount
they
got
damn near own us, man.
shit. Honestly,
You know, this
Disney.
acquisition is also under threat for Hogwarts Legacy too, because apparently, the CEO of Netflix, talks about the company needing $16 billion of cost cutting, and a lot of this is probably going to be put towards the gaming industry because they, Paramount's all about the film industry, so $16 billion to cut.
That's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Angel. In the calls, investor calls, Ellison, the owner, he was talking a lot about the movies and the IP, but one thing he didn't mention was the gaming studios. So I don't know if they're gonna divest them, and at that point it's maybe Microsoft, Sony, whoever, Tencent, that's on the board is gonna gobble these other studios up, but. I mean, who's like the reason why Microsoft didn't do it, because they said they would have, was that they weren't going to own the IP. They didn't want to have to buy out the licensing to make games. Like they were either going to have the studio with the licenses or just have the studio. And then they're like, it costs too much, so we're not going to do it. So Microsoft's going to bow out of that. I don't think anyone else is going to want to do that. I don't know how committed to gaming Paramount is, but if Paramount says we're not making games no more, like,
They bye-bye to
It's
Hogwarts
done.
Legacy too, man. That's tragic.
Everything Warner Brothers gaming, like you name it, Injustice, Mortal Kombat, everything.
Damn, another gaming organization could be going down in the dump show. It's crazy.
Yep.
And now on top of that, Paramount also owns UFC. They just bought UFC. So if you got a Paramount Plus account, so Paramount owns Warner Brothers. They own UFC.
Oh shit!
Wait, they bought UFC from TKO?
Hold on.
You can watch UFC events if you have a Paramount Plus account.
But it doesn't mean they own it though.
No, they do.
Realize
they bought it. They bought it.
They own the rights to UFC. They own EA's that makes UFC. They own, they own pretty much half of the fighting genre because, they got UFC and now.
No, UFC is owned by TKO Group, not by Paramount.
No, but what he means is that they own the rights to the
broadcast
UFC.
like the fight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it used to be pay-per-view. It used to be you had to spend like $60 to $90. Now it's Paramount bought the rights to it. Yeah, so you have a Paramount. Like the membership's $9. You have $9. You can watch what used to be $90.
I guess I can watch all the UFC pay-per-views now because I have Paramount Plus. Because I used to have it for the WWE pay-per-views.
From what I heard, everything's going into Paramount Plus, but David Ellison was like, we like HBO and their brand, and we want them to continue to operate independently as is. So like all the Game of Thrones stuff, like they love that shit, and they're gonna be backing that Game of Thrones movie that's supposed to come out.
Oh, I see about Aegon, Aegon the First. Oh, that's about to be
supposed to be Aegon and doing Aegon's Conquest. So that's
man, I've been waiting for this movie. This is like the cream of the crop. This is like first Targaryen like history. Like this is, they got the Balerion, the Dread Dragon, like which is known to be the biggest dragon in the universe of Game of Thrones. Like this movie about to be crazy.
I just found what Paramount owns. They own HBO, CNN, CBS, DC Studios, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Nickelodeon, MTV, Showtime, TNT, Comedy Central, DC Comics, the Game of Thrones. It says the deal will also include major franchises like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Trek, Mission Impossible, Transformers, The Conjuring, A Quiet Place, Mortal Kombat, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, Beetlejuice, Gremlins, SpongeBob, Avatar, The Airbender, Dora the Explorer.
They now own AEW as well.
There's no way they can own Lord of the Rings because Amazon got the rights to Lord of the Rings. Something ain't right here.
So with owning that, they also own like TV networks like TNT, right?
All I know is Disney got themselves Thanos, and Paramount got themselves Darkseid.
Yeah, they got TNT there.
Yeah, that which means they also hold the AEW rights because AEW is shown by TNT and HBO. So You know, they lost WWE. Now they just gained AEW. It's crazy.
Oh,
And so
so
Paramount owns all of that.
apparently the reason why everybody owns Lord of the Rings is because it's been divided by multiple groups. So Embracer Group owns part of Middle Earth Enterprises, the pictures, merchandising, stage, and games. And then Amazon owns the television rights. Warner Brothers, what do they hold? They hold distribution rights for some of the movies as well. So hold on. Amazon can't make movies, but they can make TV shows. Warner Brothers can make movies. Embracer Group can make the games. And
Wait,
then the
so we need
Tolkien estate.
Embracer Group to make fucking another Middle Earth game?
Yeah, so we need Embracer to make another Middle Earth game because they're the only ones that can make the games. Warner Brothers are the only ones that can make the movies, and Amazon's the only ones that can make the TV
We
shows.
need the Nemesis system back.
Nah, that shit definitely dead now, Nano. Especially that the Saudis and Paramount bought that shit. They didn't even talk about gaming in the investor call, bro. That's a bad sign.
Bro, what if fucking Crimson Desert had the Nemesis system? That would be
Pearl
fire.
Abyss? I forgot who owns Pearl Abyss.
Maybe Pearl Abyss.
Yeah,
Maybe
probably.
they're just their own company, like indie company.
Oh yeah, they're a publisher as well. But do they even have the money for that? I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure they'll make money with this new game, but I don't think they'll have enough money to even do that shit.
But yeah, that is, Paramount owns all of that, and the Saudis own Paramount. So we'll see how this Iran war affects it. But like I said, gaming is holding on by a thread. I'll say that. You know what
The
I'm saying?
Saudis are saving gaming?
They've been saving boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing they've been got their hands in. Like a
You
lot
know
of
what?
these
I'll
Canelo
say
versus
this
Terrence
too.
Crawford. That was the Saudi. That was a Saudi Arabian guy who put that together. A lot of these fights that have been happening, because a lot of times in boxing, the best fighters don't fight each other. But because
That's facts.
the Saudis have been putting so much money up, we're seeing a lot of great fighters fight each other. So, like I said, this war in Iran, man. If Iran attacks Saudi Arabia, man, all of this entertainment stuff could get shut down. So,
I
stay
will
aware.
say this too. It is a chance that the Saudis can save Warner Brother Games, man, because they trying to get into gaming. I know they got EA, but like someone's over there got to be saying, "Shit, we got EA, and now we got Warner Brothers too." There's no way. Like Mortal Kombat, the movie's coming out just now. They could be riding off the success of that and saying, "We got to make more Mortal Kombat games." You know what? On top of that, Harry Potter 2. They can't make Lord of the Ring games no more, but they can make another movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Sam, one of the things you were talking about with WB and the Paramount Netflix, because you were talking about with Superman that Netflix had certain directors that wanted and blah blah blah. Well, now that Netflix isn't going to have Warner Brothers, and that means maybe they'll keep the director that's in it. You know what I'm saying? What's his name?
Oh, James Gunn. So there's another thing about that. Apparently, because of their political views, James Gunn, like a lot of industry insiders are saying, James Gunn is probably gonna leave
because of the buyout of Paramount. What's their political views?
I mean, Paramount's backed by Trump. Apparently, Gunn is in opposition of that. So we'll see how that pans out.
I mean, shoot, Mark Zuckerberg buddy with Trump. You don't see people getting off Facebook or Instagram. End of the day, I think Trump is trying to, control a lot of the media and stuff. So, but no, I get it. I completely get it. So we'll see.
It's really up to Gunn at this point. Apparently, everyone's speculating after the next Superman movie in 2027, like he's out of there, like he's gonna leave. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll see. A lot of them at Paramount like Zach as well, so I don't know. Man. It's a mess.
Yeah, man.
I knew it was gonna be a mess from the beginning when everyone was trying to do the bidding war and shit like that. I was like, it's got to go to like a specific set of people, and I said the only group I can trust with Warner Brothers is Universal, because at least Universal will try. Because they always try with Transformers, even if it doesn't do good. They always try with Godzilla, even if it might miss. You know what I mean? They try with all their IP. So
Hey, Godzilla actually been hitting.
Godzilla Kong's been
Exactly.
fire. Yeah.
So if these guys are always trying, even though sometimes they miss, like I would rather see them try with DC. Because DC ain't been trying because Warner Brothers ain't been trying. Warner Brothers take a risk one time and it don't pan out. Oh, we're not doing it no more. At least with Universal, they keep trying and trying again. They don't stop until they get it right. And then once they get success, they keep going. But, you know, it's Paramount. I don't know how Paramount's track record is lately. Paramount is kind of hit and miss too. You know, I remember you guys telling me you guys loved the Halo show. I didn't, obviously, but they canceled that. You know what I mean?
Wait, didn't the Halo show get canceled on what it was originally on and then went to Netflix or something?
No, it was on Paramount. So it got canceled on Paramount.
Yeah,
But didn't it go to somewhere else?
Nah. From what I heard, it was just done after it got canceled.
So Paramount was the first thing that it was on?
Yep. Paramount was the only people that had the Halo show, and Paramount canceled it. I think after 2 seasons?
Live action, right?
Yeah.
But while Nano looks that up, I think that's a WB acquisition update. So yeah, but WB is owned by Paramount. Now Arc Raiders. Now I guess we can go to Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders was censored.
So
what
before
happened?
we go to Arc Raiders, so
yeah,
it did go to Netflix. It did get discontinued though, but it did go to Netflix. And
so after it got canceled, Netflix picked it up.
Pretty good.
If Paramount said we canceled, we don't want this on our platform no more. Netflix, you can have it. Canceled.
Netflix just taking everybody's hand-me-downs. We'll take it.
Yeah, so it said both seasons of the live-action Halo series are now streaming on Netflix as of late 2025. Originally a Paramount Plus exclusive. The 17-episode 2-season show was licensed to Netflix following its cancellation in 2024, quickly becoming a top-watched show in October 2025.
Does that mean Netflix is going to revive it and make it season 3?
They'd have to contact Microsoft for that. Does Microsoft even care?
I mean, that's money for them.
We could just make an AI TV show ourselves.
I'll put it this way. Yo, look at this. Okay, Xbox. I mean, okay, Nintendo has Mario, Sega has Sonic. You know what I'm saying? They both came out with 8 freaking movies. PlayStation has God of War. Xbox has Halo. Where's the Halo movies? Where's the Halo shows? Oh, they got canceled. You know what I'm saying? Like, it honestly, like Halo could be like could you imagine a Halo movie?
You know what, too? I've been saying I wanted to see like a Gears movie or a Halo movie. But now that I've seen Amazon handle Fallout, I would want to see Amazon do it.
Oh, it would be bloody. Everything Amazon is graphic, so it definitely would bring the brutality to it. I mean, look at
like
The
at
Boys,
1.2,
look at Invincible.
Years.
Yeah, that's
HBO kind of crazy.
Amazon
shit, man.
If Amazon did it, oh yeah, it definitely would. It would be wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it was Paramount, but Netflix had it.
What's good with Arc Raiders, man? What they got going on?
Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on Arc Raiders.
Everybody's censoring the game, so you know the first news or the sighting of this news came a while ago when it was I believe Battlefield 6 dropped, and obviously it dropped before Arc Raiders, but the minute that Arc Raiders came out. And, you know, it was doing its numbers, it was doing its thing. I want to say by the end of the month it came out, people started reporting that, you know, when you typed Arc Raiders in the Battlefield chat, it got censored. You know, people didn't really take too much into that until, you know, Call of Duty dropped the next month after. And then, you know, people typing Arc Raiders in the chat, it got censored. And people started saying, well, what the fuck's going on? Now, recently, Marathon was doing their server slam. People typing in Arc Raiders in the chat is censored. But what they noticed is some people said, yo, they typed the finals in the chat. It didn't get censored. If you know anything about Embark Studios, they got 2 games under their belt. The first is the finals, and that is a tactical shooter, right? The second game is Arc Raiders. So why is it that the finals never got censored, but Arc Raiders got censored? Mind you, both of those games are theirs.
My only
Not
one, obviously Arc Raiders being in the same genre, is it's competition. So I can see it from that standpoint.
But
And
then that doesn't even
two,
make sense, Nano. Because the
I
finals is
mean,
a shooter too.
wait, are we talking about Marathon or?
We're talking about all those games: Marathon, Call of Duty, and Battlefield.
Yeah, but it's not an extraction shooter. Like Arc Raiders is like, it's probably like main direct competition.
Okay, so you're saying for Marathon specifically, that's the reason why.
I'm not saying that's the reason why. I'm saying that's a big possibility. And the
Okay.
second one that I could see is, people like to troll and people like to doom and gloom. So they probably are, in the chat shitting on Marathon while using Arc Raiders in their shit talking.
Oh yeah, I also forgot Bungie also censored Arc Raiders in the chat too. Well, not just Marathon, but from what I heard, it was also Destiny.
Okay, so Bungie just did it for both games.
Yeah. But actually, what recently just came out is that they fixed the censorship. But I don't know. That's kind of weird.
I mean, I don't know why it would be a fix if they did it on purpose in the first place. That wasn't no mistake.
I don't see it as a mistake. Because
That's
remember
what
the
I'm
articles
saying.
last
They had
month?
to do that on purpose, right?
Remember the articles last month? I don't know who wrote it. I think it was an IGN article or Eurogamer. It's always Eurogamer doing the dumbest shit. Talking about how Marathon's going to be the biggest threat to Arc Raiders. Remember that article? Remember we was talking about that article?
I don't know why they said that, but
And we was laughing it up and talking about like how you guys gonna say that? But like a couple months back, you're saying the game was as good as dead. It was dead on arrival.
yeah, I don't know, bro. But I mean, I don't know. The only other thing that I could think of, Sammy, if they said they quote unquote fixed it, is that they just got like some type of bot trying to, I guess, ban certain things that people are using to be offensive.
But how would the
honestly,
game's name
that's
be
all.
offensive?
That's all it sounds. Maybe the
Like
competition.
it has to be one. It has to be one of those things.
It has
Either
got to
they
be the
did-
competition
I don't think
factor.
it's that deep. It's probably just competition. I don't think it's that deep. I mean, even on like Marvel Rivals, they censored Winnie the Pooh because it's owned by a Chinese company, and the president of China is often compared to Winnie the Pooh. So he has, they censor that.
Oh my god.
Anything Winnie the Pooh won't be good with China. So
That is crazy.
Arc Raiders is its direct competition, so I guess they had it. They put that shit in the censor mobile, man. They said if you use Arc or Raiders together, that's your ass.
that's probably all there is to it.
That is crazy though, honestly.
It is, but honestly, I don't really think it's like the biggest deal because even if Arc Raiders is censored, it's not like it's gonna affect.
Nah, but I'm just saying it like really you guys are gonna censor Arc Raiders because they're your competition?
Hey man, people,
Yep.
people people will dunk on Marathon and use arc raiders as like the tool to it. Like it could be people that don't even really necessarily care about Marathon, but
Yeah.
they just love arc raiders so much that they don't want it to have no competition. So you know how some people, you know, they kind of want their game to be that thing.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that's kind of even like an
Us
inkling
versus
of,
them.
Yeah, I blame
that's right.
Shroud. It's Shroud's fault.
Yo, ever since Shroud started doing his shit, man, with Expedition, yo, people was hating on Arc Raiders, bro.
Yeah, man, we could have been nominated for Game of the Year until Shroud opened his mouth.
He
We had a
shoulda
good thing
never,
going.
He should have never talked bad about Expedition. That
We
was
had the highest rated multiplayer game of all time, and then Shroud opened his mouth. Eurogamer was like, "Hold my critique." This is a 5 out of 10. I was like, "Excuse me."
But I mean, Sammy, you said they. So if they fix the censorship, can you say Arc Raiders now?
Apparently, but a lot of people are saying is that because of the backlash that they got recently.
Probably.
So either way, it's not a good look. they're not making it easy for themselves to launch this game today.
Hey man, listen, the hate train is here. There's gonna be people hating on it from the door. The only thing they could do is just keep just adding quality to the game, and I feel like if they have faith in their game,
Yeah.
they like obviously you have to worry about Arc Raiders because it's your direct competition. But shit, that's what's gonna push both the games, bro. And it's not like unlike Highguard, Bungie is not gonna just stop Marathon.
Yeah.
Like Bungie is an established company, so they're not just gonna put all those resources into the Marathon and just stop. So I'm not worried about Marathon shutting down. I just want both of the games to kind of use each other to make themselves better.
Well, I think you kind of missed the big point I made earlier before you got on. I said, you know, it'll have its time, but I think its time will be short lived just because in 2 weeks from now we get in Crimson Desert, arguably the first Game of the Year contender, and like if you really think everyone's gonna just sit on Marathon and not play Crimson Desert, like you kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna have
true.
the same effect that Expedition had when it, like, honestly, Expedition came out of nowhere, right? That's the difference between these two games. Crimson Desert has been talked about since 2020. So for 5-6 years, people knew about this game. I had this game wish list. I had this game on my radar since 2020, same as Fable. So the fact that I've been waiting 5-6 years for this game now, this game should have been, I don't even know if this game was nominated for most anticipated game with GTA, but if it wasn't,
the reason why is because Crimson, like I knew this game was coming out for a long time. I didn't start seeing niggas get hyped for this shit until the last
second.
Yeah, like the last couple of months type shit, or last half year or some shit. Now I'm hearing everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, this might be the best game this year," or "Oh my god, this is gonna be one of the generational open world games." Like, oh, it's too good to be true. There has to be something wrong. I started hearing that shit like recently.
See, that's that negativity. Why is it too good to be true? People just in the gaming
You
space.
know why?
So
You know why,
they want
Caleb?
things to fail. They want it to be bad.
No, hold on. I agree with
Too
them,
good
but
to
you
be
know why,
true.
Caleb?
Crazy.
What was that game? Angel, you know, it was on Steam. It was a #1 wishlist game. It came out last year. What was it called?
Mind's Eye.
No, not Mind's Eye. That PC game that was supposed to be like Division but better. And everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, this game is too good to be true. It can't be real." And then it turned out to be a scam. and it shut down in like a week. What was that game called again, Angel?
You talking about? Hold on. You talking about that fucking zombie game?
The first something. Yeah, the zombie game. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, that game was an asset flip too, bro.
It was an asset flip, but that's why people are now saying the same thing about Crimson Desert. They scared. They don't
No,
want to say anything that happened to them.
That's one example though, and that game never really showed nothing crazy anyway. Like
That
y'all
game
know
was
what game you're talking about.
stealing, bro.
No, but the reason why everyone was going crazy is because the desert, like, oh, everything you see in the trailer is real. We made that ourselves, and it wasn't the case.
Now, but the one thing at least from what I'm hearing, at least Crimson Desert. I mean, yeah, at least Crimson Desert sounds more legit because the company that made the company that made Black Desert is making this. So at
Exactly.
least
So I was never worried.
Two, they have an engine specifically for this game to optimize it. I think that's actually pretty big.
Yeah, because I know Black Desert was on Unreal Engine. I'm not sure if it's still utilizing Unreal Engine or they kind of took parts of Unreal Engine and made it like a proprietary engine for this game. But the minute I heard that, Pearl Abyss was working on this, and it was supposed to, I think it's supposed to be in the same world as Black Desert. The minute I heard that, I was like, oh shit, so we're getting a crazy combat in this game. Because the one thing I'll say about Black Desert, like, if anyone knows me, I grew up playing MMORPGs. Like, before I had a console or anything like that, like, I was playing on PCs. Like, I was playing RuneScape, I was playing all types of games, you name it. And MMORPGs were my thing. So the one thing I always praised about Pearl Abyss and Black Desert was they had the most innovative combat system of any MMORPG. Like, this was action based. Like, it felt like you were probably playing, I don't know, a Monster Hunter game, but instead of you just playing as a single player game, you playing with other players on your screen. Like, I've never seen combat like that in an MMO before. Before it used to be tab and target. You click the tab key and it'll change your targets and you got to click on the enemy to attack them. Like, that was the bread and butter of MMOs. But this, it was like, you could almost play this game with a controller. That's how it felt. It felt like playing Ninja Gaiden as an MMO. That's unheard of. So when I heard that they were going to do this, but it was going to be single player, I was like, yep, I'm in. Because all I know is the combat's going to be good. I don't know about the story, but the combat's going to be good. So from everything I've seen in other trailers, I've seen them showing off the graphics. I've seen them showing off, just like the different move sets you can do. I've seen them showing the optimization for the game. So it looks like there's no lag or stutters. I'm like, bro, they're really taking their time with this game to really like craft something special for us. Because one thing a lot of people said about Black Desert is combat was great and it looked good. This looks good. The combat is great. It's a big open world from what I hear. It's filled with a lot of NPCs, whether that's aggressive or non-aggressive. There's a lot of things to do, whether that's side quests or puzzles.
Yep.
And in terms of the story, I'm not too sure yet because I haven't heard too much about the story, but I'm sure I will in like a week or two when a lot of people start dropping their early reviews. But I'm kind of excited for this game, and I've been excited for this game since they first announced it.
Well, speaking of that, Sammy, we do have an early review from the Black Hokage.
You got a video about it?
He posted a post about it. So I posted it in the chat. We can put this up on screen, but so the Black Hokage, YouTube content creator, Twitch streamer, he says, I recently got some hands on with Crimson Desert, and below are my first impressions as well as some gameplay I was able to capture. So he might have some gameplay on the link.
Oh, shit.
So he says, Crimson Desert is a good game, but it won't be for everyone. I know the devs claim it isn't an RPG, but I don't know any other way to describe this game other than a hardcore action RPG. If you need yellow paint to know where to climb, this game isn't for you. He's referencing Forbidden West because they had a bunch of yellow areas to climb. But if you love getting lost in a whimsical world with a boatload of content, this game is going to be right up your alley. I think what impressed me most is the attention to detail. There's so many little things the dev team took into consideration that I think people who enjoy being immersed into a world are going to appreciate. Even if you aren't that person on a basic level, I think most will enjoy the game's combat. It's fast, fluid, and provides a ton of player expression with its deep skill tree. The world of Pywell is vibrant, large in scale, and full of life. It's easy to get lost off the main quest line as there's always something to do and something to speak to and someone to speak to. An example being I wandered through the open world and encountered a distressed woman seeking help. I agreed to follow her, only to find out moments later that she was with a gang and they were trying to backdoor me. That had me cracking up.
That's
I think
crazy.
if the open world is consistently full of fun, unique side content like that, the main quest line is fire. This game has a lot of potential to impress. It's just a shame that I didn't get to spend more time with the main quest as I kept getting sidetracked with cool stuff to do in the open world. So I can't give you much insight on that. What I can say is after the opening section, there's next to no tutorials in this game. The puzzles are hard and the default controls are a bit clunky. You will be getting lost, and I can see that frustrating some people who aren't interested in the challenge. That's why I mentioned earlier that this is a hardcore RPG. It does not do a lot of hand holding. Because of that, I predict that you and your friends will be sharing tips and tricks similar to Elden Ring when it first launched, and nobody knew what they were doing. If you are a patient person and take the time to learn the game systems, I promise you, you will be able to put together some awesome combos that will make you feel like a main character. My biggest fear for this game is that it won't finish. Is that I won't finish it. Not because it's a bad game, but because I can just tell from my brief time that it's next level massive. As someone who's been gaming for 30 plus years, it's very rare where you hear me say a game was overwhelming, but this game is. For people who lack a ton of free time, I can see that being a turnoff because once again, the game doesn't give much direction or tutorials outside of the opening area. Not to mention, this game could be just for the sake of being big. I was curious to know how much of the content was engaging versus open world bloat. Hard to tell because I just only got a few hours with the game. I also fear that AI isn't the best in this game. The AI issues I encountered zap all the immersion away from those moments. I'm not sure if the final build will differ from the vertical slice we played, but what I can tell you is that from the build we played, I wasn't impressed by AI. Several times I attacked enemy camps and they just never reacted to me attacking them. They just stood there and took it, which made the world feel less alive. There were also times where enemies were looking dead at me, just standing still as the battle music played, threatening to beat me up, but it never did anything. It was 3 or 4 times I encountered poor AI, which is a red flag for me because I only got 2 hours of hands-on time with the game. Mind you, in those 2 hours, a good portion of it was just me working my way through the prologue and the early quest. So I didn't spend a ton of time in the open world. What I'm trying to get at is the janky AI was very noticeable and something that took long to find. I will say when the game works, it's great. But when I tell you the AI is bad at times, it was bad. It reminded me of the dumb NPCs I found in the Ubisoft open world games. I'm not I'm not looking for this to be a Souls-like game, but I want some level of challenge in the combat. Hopefully that stuff gets patched out. That being said, I'm confident in saying this game is good. I just didn't have enough time with it to determine if it's good or great. Only time will tell when Crimson Desert drops on March 19th, 2026 for PC, PS5, and Xbox. So the pros for Crimson Desert, according to the Black Hokage, combat makes you feel like a demon, a deep skill tree, vibrant world, solid voice acting, a fire original soundtrack, the little details, the trust system, you can commit crimes and gain or lose trust, no fall damage, puzzles are creative and challenging. The game doesn't hold your hand. Some people will hate this though. You can swap in and out of third and first person at will. That's dope. Wasn't able to explore much of that, how that changes in the game, but it's nice that that's an option. Easily over 100 hours of content. Some will hate this though. Um, Cons: clunky controls. Default controls take time to adjusting to. I hope there's other control schemes at launch. Inconsistent AI. Ubisoft bad at times. Sometimes the enemies wouldn't attack during combat or act like they didn't see you. Me personally, I wonder if that's like a difficulty thing because I know like if you play on like normal or casual, usually the AI are like that. But if you play on hard, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
they can be better.
You play on hard,
Long
AI
load
just
time.
drops on top of you. You don't even notice where they come from.
Yeah, they see you
Alright,
from
so if you've
miles
been
away.
following the channel for a while,
Long
you'll know
load
that we've been
time. You were
covering
playing on PCs, but you don't know. He
years
doesn't know
at
the
this
specs.
point.
Your
We've brought
house
you
can
new
faint,
updates whenever new
and when
gameplay,
they
trailers,
do
or details
traveling
have
the large
appeared,
world
and now
wasn't
it
fun,
finally feels
and
like
I
we're
couldn't
getting
figure out how to get him back. Most likely a skill
awfully
issue.
close
Oh,
to
your
launch.
horse can faint. My
Well,
bad. Your
recently
horse can faint, and when they do, they travel the large world Traveling large world wasn't as fun. Okay. Early stamina
I was about
management.
to say, I was
OD.
like, damn, my house fan.
Yeah. Early stamina management is OD. So I guess like The Legend of Zelda, early game is easy to drown, get tired running. I'd imagine it gets better late game, but early game it's frustrating trying to explore. So your horse has stamina, you have stamina. So okay. Camera takes some time getting used to in combat. Sometimes it's too close, other times it's too far. Early arrows.
Is the wild combat
early arrows have no impact, felt useless, hoping later upgrades can fix that. And so yeah, that pretty much is Black Hokage. He got his hands on the game early, and that is his take on the game. So off of what he's saying, what do y'all think?
Well, he only had 2 hours to review the game, so I don't know if I could take it to a T. Like, I take it with a grain of salt. For the most part, I like what he said. I actually was in the time looking to see if there was any reviews, and there actually had been some reviews that dropped. I put down like the shortest one I could find. It was like 13 minutes, but we can skip through if anything. But you know, the fact that people are already starting to put reviews out for this game, and we're still like 3 weeks removed, is kind of crazy. But like I said, I'm excited for this game regardless.
That's actually a good thing because it means their embargo lifted, and usually,
it's like last minute when they lift them.
Yeah, when companies aren't confident, like they won't lift the embargo until like the day of
Cyberpunk.
So, yeah. So the fact that they lifted the embargo this early and people are putting out reviews, no matter what the reviews are saying, that shows me that the company is confident in what they made, and that's a positive. And
this looks clean.
It sounds like, I don't know about Angel, but it sounds like me, Caleb, and Sammy, it sounds like we're gonna get the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna pre-order it.
Yeah, it's I like my action.
I'm buying it with the Microsoft money I've been saving up, so I'm pre-ordering it.
Yeah, we should do.
I'm gonna get it.
When all three of us get it, we should do like our first impressions. Like,
oh yeah, we can review this game as a group.
Yeah, I like to do that.
You know what's crazy too? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna get it because also the company for Crimson Desert is making a game called Dokev that I'm looking forward to. So this will be my first
one. That game.
OKV,
yeah, I wanted to try that one too. Is that one free to play?
Yeah, that looked like a really good Pokemon competitor. The graphics look amazing.
So they get sued by Nintendo as well.
Oh, they're not gonna get sued because it looked different enough. But
is that game supposed to be like a story mode single player game?
Was it online or something?
They did a trailer. It looks like it's like a single. You know, it might have some like online fight like Pokemon does. We can fight other trainers, but it look, or maybe it's a multiplayer. I think it's like an MMO potentially too.
Gonna lie, I kind of hope this ain't an MMO. I just want this game to be a story mode game, man.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on it yet. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get Crimson Desert, and obviously in the open world, it actually seems like an open world because there are some games where it's like open world, but it have a trail you have to follow to go to your next objectives. But like, I played this game called Avatar Frontiers, and that game is like, you can literally make a setting to where it doesn't tell you where to go. You just have to explore the world and then figure it out. So I kind of like that because it makes you more immersed in it. So it sounds like Crimson Desert is kind of like that, where it's just kind of like you just have to
figure it out yourself.
Figure it out. Yeah, explore the world. Whether that's, because I think they said with certain abilities in the game, you get it from fighting certain bosses or certain quests. And so, if you want certain abilities, you just have to explore the world and find a certain boss. So I think it's going to be, if you love exploring, I think it should be the way. If you're going to have an open world, shoot, you might as well make it,
I'm not going to lie, bro. This is going to scratch my Dragon's Dogma itch, because this game reminds me of Dragon's Dogma. Just looking at the combat, just looking at what you could do in this game. it's weird, but I know it's two different companies and it's two different games, but yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting from this.
I can see it.
In terms of Dragon's Dogma, I didn't play it, but from what I heard the game starts off really good, but I'm hearing that the game kind of falls off towards the end because the enemies didn't get harder. They were pretty much the same enemies, and by the time you were in game, you felt OP.
The narrative didn't really ease you into the world.
Yeah, that sounds like Dragon's Dogma. But the difference is with the first Dragon's Dogma, there was like an end game island, and those bosses that one shot you.
It was quite hard to be invested in them.
In Dogma 2, there's no end game island, so a lot of people are saying that maybe they purposely left it out to give us DLC for that, but there's been no DLC yet.
Ain't nobody getting that, bro.
What, the end game island where you can get one shot?
Ain't nobody getting that Dragon Dogma DLC.
Why did not try to get one shot?
Nah, man, Dragon Dogma, I mean, it came and went. That shit didn't leave no impression on niggas.
That's because Capcom made it a tech demo so they can drop Monster Hunter Wilds. What they should have done was gave both games, you know, time in the sun to shine, but they're like, no, we won't make this shit just to see if we can run Monster Hunter Wilds. Oh, it works. Okay, we can drop Monster Hunter Wilds next year. And they dropped Monster Hunter Wilds, and Monster Hunter Wilds doesn't even do what it's supposed to do. So kudos to them because that's karma.
So I am. I guess this is kind of the last thing I have to say about Crimson Desert. But I'm looking forward to the game. I'm not gonna jump the gun yet, because obviously I want to play it and stuff before calling it game of the year. But my hopes are high, and I'm trying not to look up too much about it.
Yeah, so I don't get spoiled.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of waiting for the game to drop so I could just indulge myself.
I can only imagine the kind of clips and montages.
Hey, but for me, it's gonna be kind of hard to play this game as well. Not because I don't want to play it, but because Screamer is dropping as well that same week, or like a week later, and I'm trying to play both games. That's the arcade racer that's supposed to come out, and I don't know how I'm gonna do both. Right? Yeah. I was just saying, yo.
Forward to that.
Yeah, I was just saying, man. The Speedstorm community, if they don't want to jump to Sonic, they can jump to Screamer, because that one, you know, you can play in teams of 4, and there's like 4 teams of 4 that you can play in a game mode. Like, I got a trailer for that one too, just so y'all can see that one. You know, I'm looking forward to in terms of racers. So it's gonna be tough for me, but I'll be able to do my review with you guys regardless. I'm just gonna have to play less of Screamer. It is a racer, so you know I don't have to give it too much time. But yeah, yeah, game is already looking packed, man, and it's only March.
While we get into that, what's up with the Xbox getting exclusive? I think, did we talk about that already?
No, so
I think with the change of what's it called, their leaders.
Yeah,
they fired the president, Phil Spencer, and what was her name? Sarah Bond, and I think one of the reasons we brought up was that, you know, the Game Pass and them not having exclusives anymore. So, are you saying that now that they fired Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond, that now they're trying to get more towards exclusives again?
I mean, technically, they didn't fire them. Sarah Bond left on her own volition because I guess she realized she wasn't getting Phil's spot. And Phil retired, even though he might have retired early. But I think the reason why the CEO has decided to move towards exclusives again is because she got pressed. She got pressed online, and you know, it came to a point where it's like she did make a statement saying, you know, we're trying to make Xbox feel like Xbox again. And I guess because she put herself out there like that on the limb, and she got tested by someone online, now it's looking like a very serious thing because they're saying now they're looking at options of what they could do in terms of making Xbox the brand feel like Xbox again, and one of those things was exclusives.
Yep. I mean, all right, so
I don't know if that means timed exclusives or exclusive. I don't know if it's exclusives for single players or exclusives for all games. I don't know what it is.
So can we like combine this with the PlayStation
Yes, we can,
exclusive topic?
because
Alright, so
PlayStation also said that they're stepping away from dropping their single player games on Steam. I don't think that's so
and
smart.
it's crazy because it seems like just yesterday they started putting their stuff.
Yes, they did, and they were making money.
They were, but so one of the biggest things. So obviously, for the consumer, it would be nice if everything was on every platform, right? The problem is for the company.
You're not going to sell hardware?
Yes, because your hardware is not going to have its own identity if you could just play everything on everything. So, I guess an example. Nintendo is Nintendo, and we know exactly what the fuck Nintendo, what they represent in terms of their games. Sony, obviously they have stuff like God of War and Horizon, stuff like that. But their stuff started coming to PC and whatnot, and Xbox, they've been having their stuff come to PC, and actually some of their stuff has been coming to PlayStation as well. But I don't know, like I felt like if all
Donkey Kong and Mario Kart, the new one, was on the PlayStation 5, nobody would have bought it.
I would never get a Switch. Yes, that's true. Yep. If all of the Nintendo games was on PlayStation, I would never get another Nintendo system ever, because there should usually just is just weaker hardware.
So that's probably what they figured out. They're probably thinking, like, in theory, it might be good to put Xbox and PlayStation games on all platforms, but then realizing, like, people aren't going to buy your console. They feel like, oh, I'll just wait for the PC port, or I'll just wait for it, to come out on the platform I already have. So
yeah,
it seems like now they're going back into the exclusive stuff, which is interesting.
Yep, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not mad at it. I miss when Xbox had these games and you could only play them there, and when PlayStation had these games and you could only play them there. And I know PC is kind of like a mixture.
Well,
and PC gets their own.
I'll say this: this is the biggest L for PC, because if that's the case, they ain't getting no. They ain't getting no games.
Yeah, PC Master now.
They gotta sit there with the bloatweight games again, where it's like they gotta play the bloatware games. That's what I mean.
Well, it undermines what it really does. It undermines the consoles. So here's what happens. Let's say there's like a game, a PlayStation quote unquote a limited time exclusive. And then what happens is once it eventually gets to the PC, people see how good it looks on the PC and how good it runs. And then they're like, yo, this is the superior version. The PlayStation version sucks. And then it makes the PlayStation
I can play at 200 frames. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
You play at 0 frames because you don't got the game no more.
But 200 frames, ray tracing, all of that. It's like, why would you ever get it? It just makes the PlayStation look weak. That's what happens.
One thing I will say though is, in terms of PC, like Xbox will most likely still release the games to PC because they're on the PC platform already, and they got their own PC store. And because the next console is going to be the hybrid, they probably don't care about releasing the games on PC. Maybe they just say, okay, we're not releasing our games on Steam no more. You got to get at the Xbox store. And that's where, the revenue comes driving in on the PC storefront. But in terms of like games going on other platforms, like there's supposed to be what 2 or 3 Xbox games that were supposed to go to PlayStation like this year. I think one was obviously Fable, another one was Horizon 6, but that was supposed to be like a timed exclusive. And I'm not sure when the Halo game drops. I'm not sure if that's this year. I know Gears already went over there, but it was kind of a watered down Gears because they took out some of the game modes, and they're doing the same thing for Halo because it's just supposed to be the what is it, the campaign, the multiplayer. So I don't know if now, because of their pushback for exclusives, that they're gonna say, okay, this year we're no longer dropping Fable on PlayStation, or this year we're not dropping Horizon on PlayStation anymore. So that's gonna be different. Also, Grounded 2 is supposed to come out on a lot of platforms too. Now is it only gonna be on Xbox and PC?
So this is what I think. I think the games that they already plan to put on other consoles, like they're still gonna do that. But
Are you sure? Because these games haven't released yet. Who's to say they just don't cancel it and save resources at this point?
They could. Well, okay. With Fable, I already feel like they're too like far gone.
I don't think so, because Fable's supposed to come out when in the fall or late summer, midsummer, fall, something like that. That's a lot of time to be like, nope, we're not dropping the game anymore. Just on
you know what
Xbox
I
and
think
PC.
This is maybe not for games now, but in the future, because I think if Xbox and PlayStation are going to have their own AI systems, it makes sense for the games to be exclusive, because maybe their game running on the PlayStation AI runs different than the Xbox game running with the Xbox AI or whatever. Because PlayStation was talking about having certain games.
But then the Xbox is going to be a hybrid anyway, so if it can run on a PC, technically,
yeah, but PlayStation
well, I guess they're going to drop on PC
the AI can play the game for you. Just because they have that doesn't necessarily mean that Xbox is going to be running the same thing.
That's true.
That's going to be a PlayStation exclusive thing. And I think they got the patent for that too.
They did.
So you can't have so there's going to be certain things unique to the PlayStation games. That's what I really think why they're focusing more on exclusive again.
Xbox need to bring back Scalebound, bro. That's what the fuck they need.
Fuck that, bro. Fuck Platinum Games.
Bro, what? Bro,
yeah, you heard
Platinum
me.
Games is heat. What do you mean?
Nah, bro. When they were supposed to be on their business and making Scalebound, they was using their money to make other games. And that was a PlayStation exclusive. Like, come on, bro. Just because Microsoft made out of money don't mean you take them for granted.
So let me ask you this, Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
If Xbox could get a brand new
I don't mind, but I'm over Scalebound now, bro.
Listen, bro, you saying that, but what if you saw the gameplay and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, this shit look heat.
Nah, man.
Like, they could make it way
They did me dirty the first time. I was looking forward to it. They did me dirty the first time, Nano. When I heard the news that nah, I get it, but when I heard the news that they just pocketed the money and ran away, I was like, fuck that. Fuck them too. Cause I was looking forward to playing the game, and then this what they're gonna do?
Bro.
Like, Xbox low-key blackballed them. They're like, we don't want to do work with y'all no more. And the guy was begging. He was begging Phil. Was like, please, we'll do right by you guys this time. We just want to finish the game. Phil's like,
Listen,
we'll see.
Platinum Games.
And Phil ain't there no more, so.
A legendary studio.
It is.
I think you should take your chances. If they're talking about exclusive, Scalebound will be the perfect one, bro.
I'll say this: you from Platinum Games, go ahead and try to convince Satya Nadella, because he over there thinking, fool me once. I heard about the story. Y'all took our money the last time. So if you gotta go talk to Satya about that game, you probably not gonna be able to make the game.
Shit, if Xbox don't want to scale down, they could make a PlayStation version.
It's too late for that. Xbox own the IP.
They might own the IP, but they can make a game similar.
We see how that turned out. Who got taken to court with that game, Tales of Moltrum or whatever, that looked like the Horizon game, and that game got shut down?
Listen, bro.
Is it shut down? I didn't realize it got shut down.
Yeah, remember we were talking about it and we found out they got shut down. Like they canceled the game.
Damn.
And what was we all saying? We said it looked like it was a better version of Horizon. It was crazy.
I actually didn't know it got shut down.
How do you not remember? We was talking about it.
I know we were.
I didn't know it got
about
shut
it.
down. I thought it was just
Yeah.
I
a
don't think we
copy.
talked about it shutting down.
Well, the studio or whatever didn't shut down, but the game got canceled. Remember, they decided not to release it.
I just remember that they were getting sued.
Yeah, they were getting sued and they lost apparently because that's why they canceled the game.
What if that game was better though?
We all said it would look better. I mean, we didn't play it obviously, so we don't know if it was better. But if it was better too, that wouldn't be a good look for Sony and Horizon.
Listen, Platinum Games, they don't have to make Scalebound for PlayStation if you don't want it on Xbox. But Platinum Games, they have geniuses, under their helm. So if they wanted to make something with dragons, I'm sure they could.
And there's too many games with dragons out there. There's Dragon's Dogma, Skyrim, and now we're gonna do Scalebound.
Dragons are cool, bro. I ain't hating.
I'm not saying they're cool, but man, you opening a can of worms with Scalebound, man.
Okay, let me ask you this. So, Caleb, are you for each system kind of gaining back their identity with their own exclusives, or are you against it? You want everything on every platform?
Personally, as a consumer, everything on every platform, because I don't feel like having to spend 3 different $500 pieces of software. Oh, I got to buy the Switch 2 for $500. I got to buy the Xbox for $600. I got to buy the PS5 for $600. I got to buy the PS5 Pro for, I got to buy a PC for $1,000. Like, I'm tired. The exclusive stuff actually makes you spend more. Now, yeah, they're gonna make more money, but I care about me, not some billion-dollar corporation that is greedy. I mean, look at we already dealing with greedy companies enough with game law. You know what I'm saying? Every company, is capitalism. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna look out for them at the end of the day. But me personally, I know the PS5. I bought this console because of the specs. I like comparative to the Switch 2 or the PS4 or the Xbox. I know what I'm getting graphic wise. So I know if I was able to play whatever new game is out and I'll get the PlayStation 5 graphic experience, whether that's like a Xbox game with the PS5 controller and the PS5, ray tracing, or a Nintendo game with PS5 controller and ray tracing and graphics, I would prefer that than a bunch of exclusives. But so yeah, the idea of me playing Halo, whether that's a Halo remake or imagine they come out with a new Halo game and I don't have to buy an Xbox for it. I can just play it on the PS5. That sounds amazing to me.
Okay. So you're not worried about consoles losing their identity?
I don't care about the identity. The console war's been over, and I think it's just people beefing over companies. It's kind of like gangs beefing over streets they don't own. I don't own Microsoft. I don't own Sony. I don't really give a damn who wins. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about repping nothing. They ain't give me nothing for free. But when has Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo ever gave you something free because you're a loyal fan, or you represent Xbox, or Xbox sent you a new console?
They might not have given you nothing for free, but they gave me some shit for free.
They ain't give you nothing for low. They I'm repping Xbox over PlayStation. They're like,
hey, they gave me some free games. I'm not gonna lie. They sent me a message and said
free games when I bought the console. Every console gonna give you some free games, but it's not like they really give you something being loyal to a certain platform. They taking your money regardless. As long as you so
Okay. So what about you, Mr. Sammy? Well, what do you? Which one do you think? Which one you?
I'm on the fence because on one hand, I agree with Caleb. As a consumer, I want to be able to play all the games. Like for me, growing up, I really started gaming on a PC before I had a console.
Okay, I'm back.
Like in terms of gaming on consoles, I used to play on I used to play on my cousins because my cousin had like every console at the time, so I wasn't really missing out on games to play. But you know, I started my journey on PC, so I had all the options of gaming apart from the console games, of course. But on the other hand, I grew up playing on these consoles, and what I remember was as a kid, you know, the Dreamcast had Sega. The Xbox, they had Halo. Sony, they had Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter. So
Yep.
I do want to, yeah. So I do want to see that
one of them is the Eco. The Eco is
they have some form of identity. Maybe it's like the household names that started with these consoles stay exclusive. Maybe that's a Jack and Daxter game. Maybe that's a Halo game. You know, maybe that's a not Nintendo, obviously. Sega's already gone, but you know what I mean? Maybe there's a few games that they say, you know what, for our fan base, these are the games that you should expect to never leave the house.
But the most important action that the player
Xbox identity is Bill. What's his name?
Is a simple but very
who made Microsoft?
Bill Gates. Oh hell nah, don't say his name. He's on the files, bro.
Xbox legacy is Bill Gates being in the Epstein files for cheating on his wife and getting her.
At this point, Xbox legacy is The Rock revealing the Xbox. That's the legacy.
Okay, so in my personal opinion,
but also critically
so
again in the sync.
I do.
So active shifting
also what's about
needs a little concentration.
I do understand
in building up the sync,
you know,
throughout the race.
Being able to play everything on anything, you know, for the consumer. Okay, so I think there's pros and cons to it. I think the pros is that you don't have to buy different consoles for different
is performed by releasing the button at a certain time.
But
if
to
you
me,
release it at the perfect time,
I actually kind of hope that they kind of
gives you an additional force
kind of go in their own direction and kind of have more exclusives and keep them on their platforms, because
but boost is not the only thing that you can do when
in my opinion, I feel like that's when all of the consoles were in their bag with IP, because they were so busy trying to outdo the other system that they had no choice but to make, you know, new ideas and games and unique experiences on their system.
All the actions you do, both boosting,
I feel like it kind of forces them to
and at the same time build up the other key resource.
Kind of experiment more, if that makes sense.
That use sync, you gain
like that's how
and
we got the
is the energy that fuels
kind of like Sam said, that's how we got the Jack and Daxters, the Sly Coopers, the Spyros, the Crashes, and you know that's how we got the Halos, the Gears of War, the
you make it explode
you
and
know
perform what
the
we call
Forza and all that.
which is
You
very
know,
powerful.
and you know that's when Nintendo was going crazy with their shit.
Luigi's Mansion.
Nintendo is still in their own lane, but you know, I felt like
the overdrive is the ultimate weapon.
It kind of felt like Nintendo, the lane that Nintendo is in, PlayStation and Xbox were in their own lane. Now it kind of feel like all the lanes except for Nintendo are merging.
Engaged for a brief amount of time.
Yeah.
And
because I feel like back then, like on the PS2 and the Xbox, if you wanted to play all the gritty shooters, you played on the Xbox. If you wanted to play all the cool platformers, you went to PlayStation. And if you wanted to play all the family-centric games, you had a Nintendo.
It's a very powerful tool.
Now it's like, you know, Xbox and Sony, or Xbox and PlayStation, both coming out with similar games.
And KOs, but don't be afraid. When you get KO'd, you don't restart.
And Nintendo's still like, no, we family-centric. We seen Sega. We family-centric.
So you'll be able to
I guess the thing about it,
into the groove. and fight for
The
the lead.
games getting shut down are usually the multiplayer. Like Highguard wasn't a console exclusive; it was just a third-party multiplayer
service, man. And see, and I mean, if you remember when we were talking about the Sony state of play, weren't you the one that said you wanted to see more Sony exclusives?
So you saying they saw this podcast and they're like, "All right, Sammy, we hear you."
Because at the very beginning, you have no sync and no entry.
Sammy said he want all the credit.
When we start to build,
I made you,
the
Sony.
sync
I
and
made
use
you.
it, but how to use it to be faster
And I'm not
to protect
saying
yourself with the shield.
obviously
And
they
then
can
you
still
build
make
entropy,
games
the
that are
choices again.
on.
Of course,
Should use
on
it for
different
strike or
platforms.
save it for
Yeah,
overdrive.
but
So there's a lot
I
of
feel
different
like to
strategies
kinda,
you can use to really be prevailing into the races. And there's a lot of evolution from the beginning to the end.
And now we are talking
Like when you
thinking about
play,
the single player
if I
so
played
racing
Xbox
against the AI,
now,
but we can assure
I
you
should be able
that
to
the
know,
experience of the game
man,
gets
only I
turned up
could
to
experience
11
these
when
games
you
since
go
I have
online
the
and
Xbox.
race with your friend in a team.
well, at this point, like Xbox got so many IP. One of the reasons why they got away with the merger with ABK is because they were like, we're not trying to hold all these games away from everybody else. If they're saying now that, you know, they're gonna start making everything exclusives, like they got too many big IPs to do that. Like Call of Duty, Elder Scrolls, freaking Diablo. Like someone's gonna crack down on them and be like, nah, you gotta give some of these games up, man. It's too much.
Hey man, shit, if they do that, then it's gonna force PlayStation to get in their fucking bag. And then maybe Xboxes could actually start selling some shit, like selling consoles.
I
The
think
last time-
Microsoft
The
did
last
that.
time Xbox did really good in terms of hardware was 360,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when it was like peak. Their IPs were peak.
Yep.
But
That's
just
also
my
because
opinion, though.
Microsoft was going all in on gaming at that point, and then Microsoft kind of like what's the word I guess I'm looking for? They kind of, with the Xbox One, they almost took like a step back from gaming, and they were looking at other things because I think at that point they're going into mobile phones, and then that whole antitrust thing that came out that didn't allow them to go into the mobile market. So at one point they owned Nokia, and they were making phones, and they were trying to compete with like Apple and Samsung, and then, you know, the U.S. courts were like, nope, you can't do that, and then they had to sell back Nokia or some shit like that.
Yep. But I mean, I guess that's just my sentiments on this. You know, the whole PlayStation and Xbox exclusive.
Angel, since you're back, how you feel about the situation?
Situation.
Xbox and PlayStation are reportedly going back to having exclusive games.
No wonder why I push them to do that. I have
Man,
no
this man
idea.
been gone for so long, he don't know what we talking about.
But I mean, I want to hear from him because he's a PC gamer. So this is gonna affect Angel being a
I mean,
PC
it don't affect me because I don't fucking play exclusive titles. Really, I got a PlayStation. I don't play half of their exclusives. Xbox, I can play their exclusives on PC, so it don't matter.
But what if they no longer go to PC because PlayStation not dropping their exclusives on PC no more?
Well, my
Xbox
Microsoft
says
is PC too, so I mean,
yeah, but I mean, one thing I said was maybe they don't drop it on Steam no more. They just solely drop it on the
Xbox app.
the
Yeah,
Xbox store.
I'm
Yeah.
perfectly fine with that because I have the Xbox store integrated in my computer, so
That's true.
that doesn't affect me. No, I mean, I don't even play the PlayStation exclusive that's on Steam right now, so I mean, I don't know. I don't
Hey, you
really.
think you ain't fucking with the PlayStation game?
I mean, no, man, they lost their spark, man. They don't make Jack and Daxters no more. They don't make Sly Coopers no more. They don't make the original Crash Bandicoots no more. They don't make the games that they used to anymore. Now they make is fucking Last of Us 10,000 times. Fucking Death Stranding, whatever the fuck that is. And then another fucking God of War.
Yeah, apparently,
God of War with
people fuck
Kratos'
Death
wife.
Stranding too.
Y'all see that? They're supposed to be now. Obviously, they released. They're supposed to be the original trilogy remake, but apparently, they also said that instead of us getting God of War of Egypt or something like that, we're getting some kind of spin-off game where it's God of War Faye, where Kratos' wife that dies, which is Atreus' mother. You get to play as her, and some people have mixed, opinions about that.
I don't know how I
They're
feel
like
about playing a character I know that's gonna die.
that, and it's kind of like. Maybe they could give her own move set, but I don't know. To be
I mean,
honest,
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
my issue, she was barely in the game. She was barely in the game, though. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of just like she was barely a character.
Okay, so my thing about PlayStation, don't get me wrong, because their exclusives are pretty good. I'm not knocking them. I'm a multiplayer guy. Sony don't make multiplayer games, so that's why they don't interest me, because they just make single player titles.
Destiny though,
which is multi-platform. I do. I want to fuck somebody up. I want to smash somebody, teabag them, let them know they're trash, rinse and repeat, go to the next game and do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I like competitive games. You can't be competitive in a single player game. There is no social aspect in a single player game. I'm a very social person. I like games like MMOs. I like shit that makes you want to team up with people, and do mechanics together, figure out a boss fight, figure out a raid together, put our brains together so we can get the best loot in the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about that co-op and togetherness. Single player games, I used to love them at a point in time, but that's until I discovered multiplayer. And then at that point, there is some single player gems now and then that I do enjoy, like Expedition 33, Game of the Year, baby. You already know. So if you could pull me away from my multiplayer, then you got a good single player game.
That's true. But hey, man, there's always gonna be people that are, mainly into the multiplayer stuff, which ain't nothing wrong with it. But
that's facts.
I don't know. When it comes to it's kind of weird though. Actually, never mind.
But I think low key Sony went back under exclusivity because the simple fact that Microsoft is about to release a hybrid console and they know about it. And the hybrid console is going to be able to play their exclusives. And then at that point, Sony don't have exclusives because Microsoft pretty much has everything other than Nintendo games. So Sony's like, hold on, let's not release our exclusives on Steam anymore because Microsoft bought the boat. Talk about they could play our games too because we release them on Steam and they got a hybrid console. So let us stop doing that before they fucking RIP us.
Yeah, it's all about if people realize that the game runs better on PC or another console, then they're just gonna get that console instead of yours.
So at that point, I think Sony's playing a scared game because if they don't have, the what's the word I'm looking for? If they don't have the confidence in their single player games to sell their hardware, then that goes to show you that there's a problem internally in Sony, because the simple fact that you're gonna sit there and take your exclusives away from PC means one thing: you are scared of Microsoft and them pretty much having a title you could play any game you want on our platform.
Hey man, we gotta see, man. You could be on to something.
I didn't remember that till you brought it up. I mean, I did speak about the console being a hybrid, but I didn't remember like you can play the PlayStation games.
That's the only reason why, truthfully, because the Ally X can do it. The Ally X is the hybrid already, and they already see what you can do on the Ally X, which is essentially going to be the hybrid.
When that shit came out, everyone was talking about we can play Spider-Man.
Right. Oh, look, yo, fuck a PSP. We got something similar. They can still play PlayStation games on it. Look at that.
Also, I think it has to do with AI and the fact that PlayStation's games will be able to be played by their AI that they patented. So if they, have it on other platforms, it wouldn't make sense because they're probably going to have the game where it can only run the AI stuff on, its platform. where it can play the game for you. I'm not really, big fan of
Oh
the
yeah,
game.
cool. So I could just stream the AI play the game for me, and I could just chill with the chat. That's crazy. That's crazy.
There's gonna be the new wave and new age of streamers. I ain't a
Right.
real gamer. I'm just a streamer.
I'm here to entertain you guys with gameplay in the background.
That actually could be, a new wave in the future. But I think what they here, hold on. Here's what it would have to do. If the AI was trained on your gameplay and then it played the game for you, like for instance, Speedstorm, right? Let's say you're not in the mood to play Speedstorm, but let's say the AI is trained on your Speedstorm gameplay, so then the AI knows how to bunny jump hop, the AI knows how to rail tech and all of that, and it knows how to race and stuff, and then it can play Speedstorm for you.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. No, hear me out though. Hear me out though. Y'all laugh about that, but that's content because people are gonna want to see, can the AI beat this on the hardest difficulty by itself? Can the AI beat this real life player? And like say Speedstorm can do that. Can Angel's Ghost or AI beat Toxic's real player? You know what I'm saying?
Or having different players have their AI compete against each other. So this AI is based on my gameplay, that AI is based on your gameplay, and see who has the superior AI.
The AI Maxi?
I mean, you could even do that. Yeah, AI Maxi, whoever. You know what I'm saying? So
Caleb's gonna be racing against Maxi's AI.
I'll beat that nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, AI can have their drawbacks, but I mean, it can also be beneficial, at least for content creators, because they could do content that's outside the box. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm not playing this. We're gonna see if the AI can beat this whole game and how long it will take it. Boom, that's a AI walkthrough. You'll probably get a lot of views on it, especially if it's a popular game. Boom.
Not even that. Can you imagine the titles? Leaving the game on for AI to beat it. The stream will end when the AI beats it.
Boom. There you go.
You can go to sleep. The AI's playing the game for you.
Yo, you know what that is? That's you making money when you're sleeping type shit, because you're letting the AI work for you. Come on now, you thinking outside the box.
Yeah, because people really care if you play, or do they care about being entertained?
All right, I need to teach AI how to get me some Lightning McQueen shards then.
Can
you imagine? Can you imagine?
Put a BRZ Wolf video on and train the AI on it. All right, this is how you do this.
Damn.
No, that's bad because the divisions are gonna be over. Everyone's gonna train their AI to be one player, and then they ain't gonna be real divisions no more. Can you imagine the controversy? He wasn't even really driving.
Nah,
He was AI. I saw the PlayStation logo.
Your AI getting smoked? Hell no. I think divisions will still be a thing because some people's AI. There's different levels of different people's AI. Some people's gameplay is better than others. I'll put it nice that way.
Oh shit!
But what if someone's AI on PlayStation? Like what if you can download someone's AI so people are gonna sell their AI file over to you? I can see it going real dangerous real quick.
Yeah, man.
People are saying, "Oh, can you beat this game for me? I'll give you $100. I need it for my stream." Like that.
Pay for AI.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're doing that already. Like that's AI, even if it's not trained on another player. I mean, right now they literally have it to where you can have hints. PlayStation has a thing called hints, and it can utilize your gameplay if you volunteer it to give other players hints. Like it'll make short clips. Let's say like people are stuck on a boss, and you allow PlayStation to use your gameplay, then it can show how you beat a boss, and it'll show it to like another player. Like they already kind of got a system like that in place.
It'll be crazy. Imagine if they did this. Imagine people started using this AI shit for cross worlds in the legend comp.
Bro, Crossroads. So I feel like the AI probably couldn't keep up on some of the stuff.
You'd be surprised what AI can do. You'd be surprised at what AI can do.
I would say an Exponzo AI. Yeah, that'd be hard to beat.
If they let the pro players train the AI, oh yes, the AI ghost racers will be crazy.
Everyone's gonna be doing time trials with ghosts
because they're gonna know exactly what the freshest lines are, and since it's AI, it barely will make the mistakes of a real life player, so it'll always take those crispy lines.
I'm gonna be honest.
No
This
walls.
AI is actually superior to humans because Gran Turismo actually has the most advanced AI system in the game, especially when it comes to racing. And I'm racing against the AI on it's called AI Sophie. It's actually better than humans. It smokes me all the time. And I think they even had some professional drivers, some F1 drivers race against Sophie. And the Sophie AI was beating professional drivers in the game too. Lewis Hamilton, the world champion, it was beating everybody. And it was using, the same physics and mechanics as human players have, but it was just perfecting it on a different level. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely the AI definitely has the potential to be better and superior than a human player. So, I think would it be interesting if like a game like Dark Souls and have here, okay, obviously you would the point of Dark Soul type of games is like the it being a challenge and you being rewarded by finally beating something that was hard. But it'd be interesting to have an AI take on certain bosses and maybe do new strategies or builds that maybe human players haven't considered. Because a lot of time humans, what do? We see somebody else do something and then a lot of people copy builds that they see other players do. But maybe having an AI give a take at it and then come up with something different would be interesting, like a different strategy.
Yep.
It'll be interesting, I think. Now, does everyone do it? That's another question. I don't know. Well, Nintendo, I don't even think can even manage that, or even I don't even think they would even want to because. Well, then again, they could probably. Knowing Nintendo, they'll probably charge people for the AI utilization shit. Sony might do the same thing too. Now that I think about it. Just because that's
I
the
don't know.
way they can make money.
If they are going exclusive, hopefully the exclusives that they have are fire. Something we've been missing for a while.
Well, I mean, Wolverine's supposed to come out. I know they.
Yeah, Wolverine.
I mean, yeah, that shit.
It got leaked.
Yeah, people done
We'll
beat the
see
game
Wolverine
already.
is better than Spider-Man 2. Really, that's what I want to.
It's gonna be tough.
Okay.
I know Spider-Man 2 dropped the ball, and Wolverine is a bit different, but
they didn't drop
the whole
the ball.
game leaked.
Spider-Man 2 was a good game. What you mean they dropped the ball?
I don't know.
How did they drop the ball?
Compared to the first Spider-Man and compared to Miles Morales, a lot of people said they dropped the ball with Spider-Man 2.
Who was they? I don't go by they. I go by my experience, and I enjoyed the game. I think I played Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2018. I think what's it called in 2018? You have more gadgets and stuff. But the gameplay in Spider-Man 2 was actually really fun. So I know some people just got very attached to certain gadgets, and they were just upset that those gadgets weren't in it. But then, like a lot of people were just on that woke stuff. They didn't like it because there was a black girl that was Miles Morales' girlfriend, and try to say she ugly, and they try to say Mary Jane looks manly and stuff like that. That was a lot of the narrative I saw with Spider-Man 2, why people didn't like it. Now I could see maybe let me see. I mean, maybe Craven my only issue with that game was like Craven the Hunter. That could have been like better done, I guess, because they hyped him up so much, and like he didn't kind of died easy. Put it that way. Sorry for the spoilers, but yeah, I think Spider-Man 2 is a great game. I don't know. But you can fly in the game and glide around, and I've seen some mods. I mean, they got like a Deku mod from My Hero Academia, like using the mechanics of the flying and stuff. Like I don't know. I feel like Spider-Man 2 is doing a lot of unique things that even the previous games weren't doing. Now, Miles Morales, I will say some of the things, mechanics in his game was cool.
Okay.
I wouldn't say they dropped the ball. Was it a 10 out of 10? No, but I think it got, like I said, we're in a bad gaming era right now. We're in a, people are putting out false narratives on games and trying to like shit on them because of politics. I'll put it that way. Oh man, I mean, come on. I'm not gonna BS. Let's not act like we are not in an era where if they release a female character and they don't think she's like a gooner bait, oh she's ugly. Oh well, I can't believe this is woke. They're trying to make ugly female characters. Whatever happened to having hot female characters? Like, come on, you act like I haven't heard them there. They talk about Tomb Raider like that. They said Tomb Raider was ugly, and they're trying to make her masculine. They try to say like it's a common thing, bro.
The
I think
Fable
Spider-Man
character was ugly.
Yeah, the Fable character,
when if you're a real Fable fan, the women in Fable weren't really the eye lookers, and the only one that was an eye looker was an evil woman. So like, you know what I mean? Like, we really talking about the women in Fable. Like, you don't play the game for the women in Fable. You play the game to play how you want to play. It felt like GTA but medieval times.
They didn't like it because there was like a mission in Spider-Man 2 where you go like to a Black History Museum or something like that. Like, man, they was really just hating on the
Or
game.
the South of Midnight because it was a black protagonist. But we talking about the South.
Okay.
So I don't go with this whole Spider-Man 2. I think Wolverine's gonna be a good game. I just think it's hard to accurately judge games when people are being like putting out just intellectually dishonest
ridiculous takes,
reviews, bro. Yeah,
but those are the grifters, man. They doing it because they know negativity sells, and that's what drives up their content, their viewership, and that's what pays them. But we got too many mindless folk and sheep that don't think for themselves, and that's what's ruining gaming because they listen to these people.
Yeah, they just follow these.
This game's trash.
And then it gets bad reviews, and then people look at the reviews and this review said this, so this game must be bad. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Like I said, I played it, and I experienced it myself, and I know the stuff they talk about is cats.
So you guys think that there's like a hate train culture going on in the gaming community right now?
Yeah, anything that's diverse gets hated on.
Yeah. So a good game.
And that's why I was happy South of Midnight got nominated, because that was that game was way too good not to be nominated. And I know a lot of them looked stupid after it got nominated for something. So let's say that.
So, what else do we have like for the topics?
I mean, we're pretty much done, but
I think we covered everything.
Yeah, but since you are now here, what do you think about the whole Gameloft Universal Box situation?
What I think about what?
The Gameloft Universal Box situation.
Listen, man, I got one word, bro. Trash. Fucking dookie water, bro. Man, I'm just gonna say, I'm glad me and Sammy left when we did, bro.
I know, because this don't even affect me, but I feel bad because you guys are still playing it. I'm like, damn, bro, hold y'all, man.
You can't even be hyped for a Treasure Planet no more, bro.
Nah, fuck that. I'm not even hyped for
they gonna
Peter
get
Pan
some
no
treasure
more
out of
either,
you,
bro.
They gonna get some treasure out of you when that season come out.
Nah, they ain't getting no treasure out of me. I'm done playing, man.
I think it's so fucked up how Gameloft is treating their player base, man.
This is how the Gameloft thinks about the Disney fan base.
It's so trash, bro. I don't like it, bro.
Also, you guys think we're gonna get another Toy Story season because of the new movie?
Man, they better not come out with another Toy Story season.
If they don't come out with, no, they shouldn't. Unless they come out with Pizza Planet, unless they come out with a map, they shouldn't come out with a season. Either map or bust. If you come up with 3 Toy Story seasons, not one extra map, you don't deserve another season.
Bro, if they come out with another Toy Story season, people are gonna be pissed, bro.
Because and you still haven't had Princess and the Frog, Treasure Planet, Pocahontas.
Yeah, we don't need so much shit they could add before another Toy Story, bro. So I don't know.
That game is officially on life support.
I don't know, man, because we'll see, man. I really wonder, because I mean, if Asphalt is still going on,
Then that game's on life support too
how long has it been on life support though?
for a while, bro. So the same thing's gonna happen to this game. It's gonna be on life support. Like,
Usually when the game's on live
you
support,
gotta
they
pay
just
for
try
the
to
car.
charge more.
Yeah,
Apex did it. Apex, when it was popping, it wasn't like that. But once it started falling in finances, they tried to pull the Speedstorm and they tried to charge 2 times. It split a season in two and 2 times for a battle pass. So, yes, when games start to die, they try to charge you more. And
try to find ways to
you see that with
monetize you more.
Asphalt. Yep, you see that with Speedstorm. So it's already on life support. You can tell what the rank. You know what I'm saying? You can even find matches rank. So yeah,
That's the
it's
crazy part.
like I said.
Also,
I think
now, what was your thoughts on the Highguard situation? Because I know you had a lot to say because you said you had a lot of friends that was playing
I
it.
thought it was bullshit, bro. Honestly, I thought Highguard got dealt a bad hand. I heard from people who actually played the game and gave it a fair shot that they enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
Caleb could attest to this because I know
he did.
enjoyed it. And
he also said what could have helped the game out too.
I felt like the game. Now, obviously, it wasn't perfect, but I feel like people didn't even want to give that shit a chance, bro. They just wanted to step on it, bro. Just because it was like they weren't impressed by it at the game. I don't know, bro.
It's they should have never marketed that game as the creators of Titanfall Apex. They fucked up doing that because people who are already upset that Titanfall 3 hasn't came out, they feel like oh, we're getting this instead of Titanfall 3. I'm not going to support this. So I think there's a lot of that.
Yep.
So it honestly, if they just would have been like,
a lot of people upset about Titanfall 3. So you mentioned
I literally saw somebody say that they want the game to fail because the developers of Apex, quote unquote, made the game. Like, that's so stupid, bro.
They're upset with
they
the
don't even
developers
care.
of Apex.
Like people, I really don't think people don't understand that people's jobs is on the line.
Was on the line because their jobs is gone.
And they made it, bro. People was making it seem like this game was like just so. They made it sound like Highguard was like one of the worst games ever made. But hey, man, that's the kind of time we live in. People on bullshit.
Gaming culture.
Did you play the game, already...
I didn't because I didn't want to invest time into the game because I
kind of knew the game was gonna die.
I didn't feel like it was gonna live long.
Myself included. At one point, I was gonna get it, try it out for myself. I wasn't gonna really play it in the beginning, but I was like, you know what? It's a new game. It might scratch something that I'm missing right now, but ultimately, I decided I played too many dead games. Like, I don't want to get in the trend of playing dead games.
Yeah, you're like that one dude from that one anime. He was playing he plays shitty games or something like that. He has like a not that the game's shitty, but it's just like nice.
Honestly, I don't know what it is, but I feel like every game I've been playing, well, not every game, but a lot of games I've been playing lately been shutting down and shit. I'm just like, what the hell?
Have no fun.
Facts. Play Speedstorm. This game ain't officially come out saying they're shutting down, but look what they're doing to the game. I played Multiverses. That game didn't last long.
Bro, Speedstorm. it feels like every time they like release some shit, it feels like they shutting down. Like it just has that energy. Like I don't know how. Like imagine being at the fucking in the meeting for Speedstorm and like what they probably know it's gonna piss people off, but they
Do they?
don't care, bro.
I don't even know if they do know. It's either they don't know, or they do know, or they don't care. Something, but it's crazy to me.
Is somebody playing Overwatch?
Yeah.
Is that you, Phil?
Yeah, on the Switch too.
Oh
You can play it on Switch?
Caleb, I don't know why you doing stuff like.
Yeah, I'm damn near playing on like 30 frames per second on like
What the hell?
Caleb trying to get the most out of his Switch too. He's like, I ain't buying for no reason.
Yeah, I'm using it for
I
something.
play Overwatch on this shit. I'm selling it.
Yeah, it's like my hard drive on the PlayStation take up too much space. All right, because Overwatch like 80 gigs or something like that. I'm like, damn, I got big, so I'll definitely use my Switch too to play it. I will say it. I used to play Paladins on the Switch too, but then Paladins they shut down all of the development for it, so you can't play Paladins on the Switch anymore. So it's just like, all right, this will take my Paladins place.
But I mean, that's
crazy.
pretty much all I had to say.
Yeah.
No. I'm looking forward to Crimson Desert though. So
yeah, 3 weeks for it. What about Screamer? You excited about Screamer?
Nah.
Is anyone here excited about Screamer?
Playing too much stuff
to be honest, I'm not really like. Not really. Like I said, the only racing game on my radar is Star Wars Galactic Racer.
You trying to get in that Star Wars community, babe? Watch yourself, Caleb.
I'm already in there. You know what I'm saying? I like me some Star Wars. I know all about all the characters. I watch all the shows.
Better not say that you like this new trilogy, or they're gonna be up your ass, man.
Hell nah. See, that's how you know I'm a Star Wars fan. Cause I know that shit's ass, bro.
You try to defend that shit, they're gonna boot you out the server.
Hey, some people have the right to like what they like, but nah, that's just trash.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the Star Wars race is gonna be a niche race. I don't know why. I just feel like it.
I think it already is building on something that already existed before, kind of like Mario Kart. So I think it'll be fine. Like pod racing from the Nintendo 64 was a very popular game. I think the whole concept of pod racing from the movies was fun and exciting. People like the game. People like F-Zero. It's kind of like similar, not exactly the same, but like futuristic, hovercraft type of racing. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll do well. Good graphics. Star Wars universe. So people who like Mandalorian, people who like Star Wars in general, they'll play it. So
Yeah,
I think
I'm definitely gonna play it.
And I mean, it's Disney, because Disney does own Star Wars, so this would actually be like Disney Speedstorm if it was actually successful.
Oh hell no! Don't say that, bro. Can you imagine if Gameloft was making this game? If Gameloft was making this game, I would not buy this. Not even if they made it free, I still wouldn't play it. Especially if it's Gameloft Barcelona. That's the one that did Speedstorm.
I gotta agree.
That Barcelona studio, nah, bro. Any game that they come out with now, Gameloft Barcelona, I'm never playing. I don't know which team is the one that did Dreamlight Valley, but I trust that studio. Just not the Barcelona studio.
I guess Mr. Sammy, man, you have any magical finishing statements, man.
Nothing magical. Just excited for Crimson Desert. Can't wait to play Screamer. And we'll see what happens with Marathon because, like I said, you know, as cool as it could be in its own right, I don't expect the game to last very long if it's got to compete with Crimson Desert launching in the same month. And then the month after, Arc Raiders has its biggest update in its existence. So that's like the best indicator whether that game's gonna have legs or not. And for the game to kind of like die off like that in the span of like maybe a month, it would be crazy. But I mean, we've seen games die with less time on their hands, so.
Okay. Well, what about you, Mr. Khalid? What's your final words?
Final words. I'm gonna get the water starter Pokemon because I feel like the evolution chain is gonna be crazy. Speedstorm wise, I don't even know. I don't know. Hopefully, I can get Cruz Ramirez or something. But shit. But stay safe, y'all. You know what I'm saying? The world's getting scary. You know, I want this to be the timeline where we actually head into the Jetsons, not the one where we all blow up into a fiery ball or some shit from missile strike. So we'll see where things go. We'll see where things go.
Okay. I guess for me, all I gotta say is I'm looking forward to Crimson Desert.
Okay.
So
Yeah, hopefully. Hey, play Crimson Desert while the world's still intact. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's gonna happen first, World War III or GTA 6, but we got Crimson Desert at least, so we would enjoy that.
That's true, man. That's true.
There's gonna be missiles coming down, and Nano gonna be on this last 20% of the game. I gotta finish. I gotta
I'm gonna finish
it.
that game for sure, man. I'm gonna finish it. I guess it's all on you, Mr. Angel.
D1 Wing. He probably ain't even here. He disappeared again.
Poppy a Speedstorm. No, so I've been here. I was listening to y'all conversating and shit. You know. I was dealing with sick kids all week. And this good. My youngest daughter started puking last night, and yeah, it's been bad. She got a nasty ass cough. I swear, like they only get this way when they go to freaking school, bro, because they had a week off.
Nasty. The kids.
No, I'm telling you.
Yeah, some of them be coughing.
Most kids, they
don't even
cough,
clean their hands and stuff like that.
They were perfectly fine.
Cover their mouths. They touching all the doorknobs
all over the place. Yeah.
You know what it is? Y'all just brought back a memory from freaking school, bro. I remember the water fountain. Obviously, every single time you get thirsty, there's so many times I would see kids and they'd be drinking the water fountain and their mouth, not only an inch, like half an inch, their mouth to be half an inch away from the faucet. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly why I don't drink from water fountains, because kids be making out with the fountain.
Yeah, not just
Yeah,
oh
bro.
my gosh, and then wondering how
right on
stuff
top of it and stuff, like,
Not only could they cough with your mouth, saliva on it and stuff, and then the water's contaminated, but kids are thirsty, so they gonna drink from it, and then the whole school sick. And that's just a water fountain. So I'm just like, yeah, bro, nah, I understand.
Caleb, you was out here drinking kid
Nah, bro.
water, bro.
Yeah, no, I had to get off of that. And y'all think it's just elementary school. People in middle school and high school was on that nasty stuff. It ain't just kids. I'm just poorly trained or poorly hygiene, bro. Like, who raised you?
Yo, Caleb, what if somebody said it adds flavor to it?
Hell nah.
No. Yeah, like the foster part of the metal tastes good or something. I'll be looking at the metal. I love the taste.
That's why anytime I wanted to drink water, I always made sure, because my school had like 3 floors, my high school at least. I went to the top floor because most people drank water from the bottom floor. So I was like, you know what? I'll be safer drinking from the water fountain on this floor.
Yeah, man. That's how it is. That's how it be, bro. I guess,
Crazy
Mr.
times,
Angel,
man.
you can take it away, man.
All right, all right. Well, great podcast. A lot of gaming news topics. Game law, fix your shit. Consoles going back exclusive. It's crazy. We're in the midst of a fucking World War III. Like, there's a whole bunch of shit happening right now in the world. It's crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, stay tuned for the podcast. We always talk about all the latest things. I'm hyped for Pokemon Winds and Waves. I'm getting my team together. I'm going to be playing Pokemon Champions. We're going to see if we can hit that market. I mean, it's a different community out there for Pokemon, so I don't know if I'll hit it well with them or not. I try to scope the vibes out, and I am a different personality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the nerd sweat motherfucker. I'm ghetto as fuck. I listen to Bad Bunny, and I'm hype, and I'm loud as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But hey, maybe that would actually change things in the community, because I am that type of person. That's the way I like to view things. I'm different than anybody else.
Go end up like Caleb with the Sonic community.
That's crazy, bro. Imagine, this is my fresh start, guys. Pokemon Champions. And I get into like the smarty of fucking the Pokemon community. Oh god. Oh god.
We gotta ban Angel from the tournaments.
You never know, man. You never know. And you know me, man. I keep things blunt, so you know I will ruffle feathers out there.
You have a podcast and be like, we gotta make a Pokemon podcast.
Oh god. They're gonna try to take us out. It's crazy. Just because
compete with
just because I beat them in Pokemon Champions. Who said that?
Yo, you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna join and I'm gonna come up with a crazy competitive Pokemon build, and niggas gonna be hating on me.
They're gonna be like, oh, his cheap ass one hit kill fucking combo and shit. He a cheese. I swear to God, the Pokemon community is toxic as fuck. I've heard.
Be a leaderboard, and there's gonna be a sneaky version.
Niggas be hating,
There's 10 people playing on his account. He don't sleep.
They're gonna accuse you of fucking cheating and having OP stats and shit like that.
You're like, God forbid I IV train my Scyther.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. I know my combos. Whoops.
Yeah. You better be.
But yeah.
Torkoal, I got my fire combo. Y'all wait till y'all see it.
Oh shit, I have an idea. I had an idea for this Pokemon Champions thing. I gotta see how the game is first to see if this would be a possibility. But if we could do private lobbies, I was thinking of doing a Pokemon league, like a community league, where we assign gym leaders, we'll assign the Elite Four, and we'll have niggas try to beat us and try to move up into the Elite Four status. I think that would be like a cool ass thing. Somebody can be a rock trainer or a gym leader. Somebody would be the dragons. I choose the dragons though. I gotta be the dragons. I love my fuck. Fairies are cool too though. It's a mix. I like dragons, but I also like the fairy types too. So like, it's fuck. And them fairy niggas, man, it's the dragon's worst nightmare.
Hold on, so no more WWE 2K?
I haven't played WWE 2K in over a year, Sammy.
Hey, you ain't missing out.
Yeah, I'm not actually missing out. I see it. It's like it's the same old shit every year. I would love for Speedstorm to do good, but no. I mean, I think it's time. I think Game Law basically just gave me the okay. Like, yeah, just play other games because we're not gonna change. That's essentially what happened.
This from months ago. When they did that shit about, we're not doing 5 characters per Golden Pass no more. We doing 3, but we gonna try to do something.
We've already conceded on so many things.
I'm strictly divisions. I'm strictly divisions. I don't care a fuck about anything else anymore. This game. If they ruin divisions, I would completely retire and I would not come back.
And it's crazy because you can't even say. I don't even think they can fix their game anymore. Because every time people say game law, fix your game,
They make it worse.
Like fuck it up more.
They make it worse. Imagine.
We've been telling them to fix their game forever, bro.
You know, maybe we should tell them to be money hungry, and then they'll be like, "Oh wait, you guys are evil. We can't do that to y'all." And then they start making shit for free again.
Nah, but
reverse psychology on it. You think it'll work?
Trick, bro. That's a trick. We're gonna say that, and then they're gonna be like, "Damn, our shit working. Okay, let's keep going." Man.
It's a done deal. But I mean, hey, maybe I'll find another kart racer that's gonna, you know, not do the thing Speedstorm does, but still be just as fun as Speedstorm.
You'll get on a Galactic Racer, man. You might enjoy it.
Maybe.
Maybe you'll get on Screamer. You might enjoy it.
Or maybe I'll just be Pika Poppy #1 in Pokemon Champions. You know what I'm saying? You just never know.
Hey, yo.
You just never know. I mean, I'm gonna be playing Winds and Waves too, so you know I gotta switch to specifically for Pokemon. And knowing that now next year I will have that, oh man, that's gonna be great.
Let me know if you're gonna be in Japan with me, cause you know I'm gonna be in Japan.
2027?
No, this year.
On this year, shit. I don't know if I got. I don't know if I can make it. Oh, you know, shut the fuck. I thought you were talking about going to Japan in real life. This, you know what, Sammy, you're done. All right, I'm out. All right, y'all. You like the content? Like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified whenever we go live. This man really had me thinking that he was going to fucking Japan this year in real life. Yo, we'll be back on next Wednesday for more Speedstorm content and any other gaming news that will be happening in the span of another week. You never know what can happen in the gaming world. Y'all have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Welcome to the CrashOut.
Marathon drops today. I think.
That's the I think for me.
Stream cut shot, but the vibes there. Clips can't catch it the same way. Si tú sabes, you know all good. Next one stream, that's how you understood. That feeling. That's timing. But me miss M4, still is. Miss one night, you feel this shit for me miss. You have to be there for this. CrashOut water.